sheet 2.
We should be live.
Okie doke. Live stream offline. There we go. Beauty. Tweeted. All right. Any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
good.
pretty. It was literally only like 2 days ago. Not even really. So yeah, okay. Everyone's pretty fresh on the go. Okay, beauty. Let me just pop out the chat from our fine audience.
We were in the process of winning riffs.
Sure. I'll humor you. I will humor you. Okay. So, the combat situation is this. Outside of Patterson's estate, we have a car driven up to the front driveway, or the front of there, surrounded by strange thugs that have been twisted into some sort of very monstrous form, all wearing these melted rabbit masks. These ones are long and lanky and move very skitterily. Well, we've just been calling them the spider type. And there is one on the hood of the vehicle. One mortally wounded, while another one's trying to drag it away. And then one that has so many stab wounds and swords sticking out of it, making this horrendous noise. This, it's as loud as a bullhorn. And for all you 4 gentlemen, Patrick, Al, Tom, and Lavin around there, it's so loud it's creating a ringing in your ears. And so just a friendly reminder that until the ringing in your ears clears out, and I'll give you a heads up, and if I start to forget, check in with me. But until then, you're -2 to your strikes, parries, and dodge due to the disorientation of such an effect. And underneath the one that is, for lack of a better word, screaming and writhing so horribly, there is another extremely wounded, one of these spider types. Around the right side of the building, you saw another type of these rabbit thugs, large, bloated, disgusting, rolling down the road and along and up inside the building itself. And you heard both the first floor and second floor windows break open on that side. And finally, at the top, there were these strange flying rabbit masked thugs, in which their very backs were split open and their rib cage and lungs were sticking out the end like some sort of macabre set of wings. Very stout, gory wings, but wings nevertheless. One of them was killed by Lavin, in which the corpse has been brought back up onto the roof by 2 of these creatures, while the other ones are trying to break in through the attic. Ellie is now inside the house with Frank Patterson in the hopes of defending it. He has taken the first floor, and she has taken the second floor. And it's that. And with all that, let's get back into this. So, initiative groups. The spider thugs. The one on the roof gives a horrible hiss as it skitters on the hood of the vehicle. Gives a horrible hiss as it skitters to the roof of the vehicle and leaps off and tries to do a jump pin attack on Tom. So let's see here. One. So we got a thug flying through the air towards you. He's just obviously going for the main body. Yeah, that's. Do you want to take a defensive action there, Tom?
I would like to try and dodge that, so
Okay.
that's
All right. So now, just a heads up, you are a -2 on your dodge roll.
yeah.
You have a -2 penalty, but go ahead and roll. I've already taken your action for dodge.
So this will be at a +8. I do it.
Oh, well, look at you. Look at you all nimbly bimbly.
Mm-hmm.
So you move off to one side, and the creature completely misses you, and he rolls onto the ground. Its bleary, diseased eyes from underneath the mask looks around frantically, not being able to believe that it missed. The one that was dragging its companion, in which Patrick was trying to remove its mask but failing, now lashes out at Patrick with this long, gnarled, fingernailed hand, trying to slash him across the face. So let me roll to hit. It's -6, so it is -1. Miss, well, enough to hit the main body. Patrick, do you want to take a defensive action?
I would.
Okay.
Am I allowed to parry?
With your hands?
Yeah.
Sure. We were gonna say like you're trying to knock it, like try to knock aside it at the wrist. Obviously, you're not gonna try to catch the claws in your hand. That defeats the purpose. But you make a grasp or deflection at the wrist, and that prevents the claw from getting to you. Makes sense to me. Go ahead and roll to parry. Reminder. Oh, you already got your -2.
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, you succeed in deflecting the claw aside. And finally, mhm.
I like to say Patrick's not the most graceful about this. He knows generally what to do and where to hit it, but he has no particular he almost just flailed the arm away.
Yeah, it was a more reflex action than the cool skill of a professional. Sure.
Yeah.
And finally, the one on that has so many stabs to its face. Not so many, just a couple stabs to its face. Underneath the writhing, vibrating one, weakly attempts to slide from underneath of it, trying to actually get away from the creature. And it's very, very wounded, so it's moving. It can only move about 3 feet or so, but the one that has so many swords impaled into it, or sword wounds, that's making this horrible jittering fit and screaming at the top of its lungs. The one underneath it that's trying to get away looks almost desperate in its attempt to escape. Okay, Bear. Bear he leaves the swords impaled in the creature, and he brings his hands to his ears, trying to protect them from the noise. And while he does so, though, he's going to try and stomp on the arm of the one that's trying to get away to pin it down. So, Bear, let's see how well you roll. This is to the arm, so that's a -2. So that's enough to hit him. The other one is so desperate in trying to get away, he's not going to try to take a defensive action. So, Bear does a little bit of SDC to him as he kind of pins that arm to the ground, preventing any sort of escape. Patrick.
Oh boy. Patrick is going to be going for he's going to go around the car to the opened trunk since Bear climbed out of it.
Okay.
Since I do remember you saying that we probably have a spare tire in there, I'm assuming you also have a tire iron. He's
Yep.
gonna get that.
Okay, all right. So we'll say you spend your action moving around to the back of the vehicle, opening up the trunk, and fetching the tire iron that's inside of it. Works for me. Al.
Well, there's so last time I had pole vaulted over the car to get to the one trying to attack Patrick, correct?
Yes.
So I will continue to do so until it's no longer a threat.
Well, wait, hold up a second. You're already on the other side of the vehicle, so you're pole vaulting.
No. I'm saying that I'm continuing to attack the thing that was attacking Patrick.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, the wording on that was weird. It's like
It was a little weird.
Continue to pole vault. Okay, so
Maybe I can
just keep
distract them.
attacking the one that. Okay, sure. The one that was trying to drag its other friend away. All right.
No. The one that was attacking, because last time when the session ended, I was attacking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think there was a second one that was on the hood that was trying to get at me.
Got it.
Yes.
Then
That
okay.
one lunged for Tom, so now it's on the other side of the vehicle.
Got it. Then since it seems distracted, I'm going to go ahead and use my dual wielding. So I'm going to attack with sharp and with my other SDC knife, but I'll do sharp first.
And to be clear, this is the one that's dragging that was dragging its friend away, right?
Which is the one I attacked at the end of last
one.
session. Okay, yes. Then I'm going to continue to attack that one.
All right.
So this is sharp. 18. And I'm not doing a called shot. I'm just hitting it.
Okay. Please roll for your other to hit for your other weapon.
Okay.
Do you remember your -2?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so that 18 is actually 16.
16.
Yeah. And then hang on. Sorry, 1 second. Just 2. Okay.
That is.
Well, okay. You know what? That's
This
that didn't work the way it should have.
and that first one you rolled a 1d6. So can you do me a favor? Can you just roll
Yes.
d20 and add in your proper modifier?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find right now. Sorry. It is plus 11.
It would be
So
11,
okay,
yeah.
so it's plus 9 to strike. I'll just do that.
Yeah,
So-
roll 1d20 plus 9.
There. 19.
19 and okay, 19
18
and
for
16.
Sharp.
No,
No,
16.
yeah, 16, correct. Sorry.
Okay. Um. Okay, so that's 15 damage, 19 damage. Okay, all right. You stab in the chest a few times. As described before, when you pull back both blades, slick with black blood, the one that has your kind of magic holy weapon, which is your little sharp knife, begins to sizzle with the blood while the other ones remain still. This creature gives a horrible shriek with big holes in its chest, but it doesn't seem deterred. In fact, it drops its friend in response to that attack.
All right. Did my other knife look like it hurt it? At least some? Okay.
Yeah, there's a wound there. Yeah, there's 2 wounds on it in its
Certainly, it's certainly sharp that's doing the lion's share. Got it. Okay. Cool.
Well, I don't know if sharp is doing the lion's share, but it has a different effect to it,
Right.
for sure. Okay. So, Ellie, here you are in Frank Patterson's home. You've bolted yourself up to the second floor, which I've kind of moved your token, and you can hear 2 separate things going on. At the very end of the hallway, you can see the window, the boarded up window there, begin to be smashed through. Planks of wood and glass come shattering as you see this bulbous, thick, pussy hand push its way through. And The other thing is up above you in the attic, in which you can see the entrance to the attic. Well, actually, you don't see the entrance to the attic. It's the rummaging is going behind this kind of second door here.
Mhm.
But you could also hear kind of footsteps and breaking noises above there as well. So what would you like to do?
Was the where was the transmundane stuff or statue?
The
being-
the transmundane stuff was actually in the bathroom, in a really strange hidden compartment underneath the bathtub, and that's actually directly across from you. The door directly across from you.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna run in there and
Okay.
station myself guarding it.
Okay. So guarding right by the doorway, or do you want to go back into the bathroom a little bit more and guard like right by where the bathtub and stuff is?
Yeah, she's gonna go by the bathtub. But if
Okay.
she's gonna leave the door open so she can get a good line of the staircase to make sure Frank's doing all right.
Okay. Great. Fantastic. All right. That just takes an action on your end. All right. Oh. T. All right. There we go. Inferno. T. So, I'll say it from your perspective, Ellie, because it makes a little bit more sense. Especially since the other guys have some hearing damage right now, they probably can't hear all that well, smaller sounds, but you can still hear extremely well. You can hear in the distance this horrible piercing cry coming from outside, but it doesn't negatively affect your hearing.
I already got that horror factor.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you do. So the crashing and breaking sounds finally end. And you begin to hear, both on the other end of the hallway and up a floor above you, the heavy set of footsteps moving in closer towards your direction, but you don't get any sort of visual just yet.
Okay.
Lavin, what would you like to do?
The guy on the roof of the car is still screaming, right?
The guy on the roof of the car is now no longer on the car. He jumped towards Tom, and he landed on his feet on the ground. He's still hissing. He's not screaming like his wounded companion.
That's what I meant. So where's the wounded companion? Where's the guy who's screaming? Thought he was on the car.
The guy who is screaming is on the other side of the vehicle. It's on the right-hand side of the vehicle, so over in this direction. Maybe about 3 feet away from the car.
Okay. Remind me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have seen. Did you hit him with your holy weapon, Tom, or no?
No, he didn't hit him with a holy weapon.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't
That's
bring
what
my
I
holy
thought.
weapon.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to try and go over the car, like roll over the car,
Okay.
and stab this guy in his screaming face.
His screaming
Stop.
face. Make him stop. Okay. You're gonna roll over the roof of the car, or just like the trunk
The
of
hood.
the car. The hood.
Or the truck,
Okay.
whatever's convenient, whichever side's closer, kind of thing. But I don't think
Okay.
over the actual top. That would be a bit much.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That would require a big sense of balance or whatever. But if
I'm no Jackie Chan, unlike Squee. Just saying.
unlike Squeaky Chan. So.
Yeah. Ooh, that's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that.
All right. Well, it's yours. All right. You roll over the hood of the vehicle. The trunk of your vehicle, and sure enough, plant yourselves right in front of the screaming individual. Go ahead and roll it to hit. Now it's towards. Now normally it'd be a -6 to hit the head. However, this creature isn't trying to defend itself other than twitching horribly, so just do the -2 penalty because of the deafening effect that you have right now. Okay, yeah, you definitely. You definitely.
I would
hit
hope
it.
so. He's laying on the ground. It's
All right,
serious.
please. Yeah. Well, you never know, right? Go ahead and roll damage, please. This will be very.
Now,
Mhm.
Since this is an STC weapon, does strength factor into this?
Oh, it most certainly does.
Because I've never calculated this, so now I'm stuck. I have 20 strength in the robotic arm. How much damage is that?
Oh, give me 2 seconds.
So I never.
Had
Oh,
to
it
work
says plus
for
3
that 'cause
melee
the-
damage. Excuse me. It's only 18 strength in the arm. It's plus 3 melee damage. I did write that down.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Okay, sick. Never mind. I'm awesome at rolling ones.
You are, but you're also awesome at just having a ton of freaking damage. So the I got I got good news and I got bad news. So the good news is that you impale it in the head, and it immediately stops shrinking. You still have the ring in your ears for just a little while longer, another round or two, um, uh, and it stops jittering and it appears to be dead. The bad news is that exactly 1 second later, the corpse itself explodes in a shower of gore and blood. Now, the good news in regards to that is that the shards of bone kind of have this kind of fragmentary effect, but it's nothing intense. Tom, Bear, and Lavin, who are all on this side of the vehicle, simply take 3 points of SDC damage as fragments of this creature hit you. The other bit of bad news is that all of you are covered in gore, in addition to the wounded creature that was trying to get away. And the interesting thing is that you're not too sure of the source of the explosion, because if there was something inside of it that detonated, like an actual explosive device, like a grenade or dynamite or something like that, there would also be an explosive impact to that. It's like it spontaneously was a solid thing, and now it's just a spray of bloody mist, leaving this horrible kind of splat mark on the grass and everything like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's dead. Congrats. At the sight and sound of their companion no longer existing, the ones who still are on their feet, the one that lunged at Tom, and the one that has its 2 wounds in its chest that was fighting Al, begin to bolt, and they run towards the sewer. They only get about 25 feet away from the car and the rest of the group. And for speedy individuals, you could probably catch them no problem if you wanted to. The wounded ones, on the other hand, all begin to shriek extremely loudly, just like the other ones, and begin to hemorrhage and shake. So we got 2 fleeing and 2, for lack of a better word, vibrating and shrieking. And once again, your ears are, your poor ears are ringing from the sound of that. Bear doesn't know. Bear slicked in this black blood. Instinctively gets away from the closest spider thing that's shrieking and vibrating. He moves 30 feet to the right into the front lawn of Patterson. Patrick.
Patrick's getting in the car, closing the door.
Okay. The back door's also open. Because Lavin went out it. Actually, all the doors are open. So you
Yep.
you close the you
The one door, the rest are open.
Yeah, I'm closing
funny
the
picture.
driver. I'm going to the driver spot.
driver's side and closing the door. Okay, that's Patrick. Al.
Well, Al's gonna stand there for a second, look around, trying to assess the situation.
The situation is foobar, sir.
Yeah. Am I close to one that's shrieking?
Yes. It's actually kind of right underneath of you.
Yeah. Well,
You're standing on top of
stab.
In
Stab
the,
downwards.
Stab anywhere in particular?
Yeah, let's go for the face. I need it to shut up.
Okie dokie. Roll 2 strike. Now, are you doing both blades again?
Yeah, it
all
doesn't seem to be focusing on me too much. So it is a -2 still.
Yes, and because
So-
normally it would be also -6, but very similar to what happened with Lavin. This thing isn't really trying to. It's beyond defending itself at this point.
Got it. Okay, so this is sharp. I
Okay.
rolled a natural one and the max damage.
Yes.
All right, and the regular knife. So -2. 26 that time.
Okay, 10 points of damage. This one wasn't hitting the head yet. So your knife goes through the mask and into the cheek, and creates this big rivet of a wound, but it doesn't stop it from screaming.
Oh joy. Okay.
All right, Ellie.
Yeah.
You you from the bathroom. Two important things. The first is that initial screaming stopped, and you heard kind of like a splotchy or wet sound from outside,
Oh, that was probably Al.
and then well, after that, just a few seconds later, two more of the same shrieking noise resumes.
It was probably
Yet-
Patrick and Lavin.
Probably. But even over top of that, you can hear the squishing, squelching noise of two individuals, and they're originating from right here. And they seem to be moving towards the stairs. They're not just there yet, but I'm kind of just pinging their location here for you. There. They're
Can I
originating there. Mm-hmm.
can I say what I would like to do when
Yeah.
they get in front of the door?
Sure, like we'll say we're going to hold your action until they get to the front of the door. So what will you do?
I want to like jump out
Mm-hmm.
and like while I'm jumping out, jump on one of the creatures.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully it'll hit the staircase. Then I'll surf it down and tell Frank to shoot.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
I'll
Well,
either look like a cool kid or a dumbass.
okay, so I got good news. The good news is that it's their turn right next, so we can see how this works out right away. So, okay. I love crazy shit like this. Okay, so, sure enough, from your vantage point through the bathroom door, you see two of these creatures begin to roll around the corners. These are the fat, rolling, thick ones. And now the question is, do you want to jump on the first one's back or the second one's back?
I'll go for the second one.
Okay.
Throw the first one off a little bit.
Okay. So you wait for the first one to get just around the corner, and you time yourself perfectly while the second one has its back towards you. Then you begin your running leap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I like you to do is, this is gonna be like, I'm gonna consider this like a body slam or like a body grapple. So
Okay.
what I'm gonna have you do is, it's gonna be like a called shot to land on its back, but you'll get your 2 hit bonus. Sorry, you get your 2 strike bonus. So I
Okay.
think
And then I
like,
have the -1 from horror, right? So
yes, that's
Okay.
true. That's
and
so
if
go-
it's a cold shot, it doesn't get as much, or is it all of it?
yeah. If it's a cold shot, you just need to get a 12 or higher, and it gets
Oh.
all of it.
Okay, so +8. Don't get a 1. Don't get a 1. Hell yeah, I didn't get a 1.
You didn't get a 1 at all. You leap on its back, and now what we're going to do is, because you want to push it and have it roll down the stairs, right?
Hell yeah.
So we're going to see how much freaking strength you have behind yourself. So now we're going to do an opposed strength check, right? So you landed on it. Now we're going to see how much momentum you got. So I'm going to have you, let me just double check your strength again. Yeah, it's augmented. Okay, you guys are on pretty similar footing. You have a slight advantage. So I want you to roll a 1d20 and add a 1, and I'm just going to roll a 1d20. And
Okay.
whoever gets higher is the stronger one with this.
Okay.
Although I'm going to give it a -1 because you did catch it unaware, so it wouldn't be able to push back instantaneously. Yeah. Okay. So I got 13. You got a 3. So close yet so far away. Well, you push it to the front of the top stair, and you've grabbed onto its back, but it doesn't push itself all the way around, and you hear it give this garbled sound of surprise as the one in front of it turns around as well. Now, as you've grasped onto its back, and this is a large creature, not immense, but it's about 6 feet 5 inches tall. It is very, very wide and very corpuscular. And when you grip onto it, you might recall when you punched those other kind of more swole thugs, that it felt like when you punched them, it was like punching rotting fruit. Well, this is different. This is, imagine a sack of live mice twitching around inside of a burlap sack, and you're just grasping around it, and you can feel things inside of it like rub up against your chest and your legs and your arms as you grasp against this thing. Like something is like alive inside these things.
Oh my god, it's the monster from A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Maybe.
Oogie
Oogie
boogie.
Oh yeah, the
Boogie?
Boogie Woogie Man?
Yeah, he's got bugs inside him. Nasty.
Yes.
He's nasty. Do I at least still have enough time to shut up Frank shoot?
Yes, you could do that while you're lunging and everything like that.
Yeah, maybe not as planned.
Sure. I'm gonna put Frank at the bottom of the initiative because I want to.
Good old Frank. That's probably his initiative roll he'd get anyway, so.
Yeah, probably. Well, he was sleeping, he was drowsy,
Yeah.
and he's crazy, so you know. Anyways, all right, and you hear more noises coming from the roof, and then another smashing noise, and sounds behind this second door. Oh yeah, you're by the stairs now. Okay, Lavin.
Can I say
Oh yeah,
something really quick?
You're plus siding. Okay, what's up, Tom?
I'm pretty sure we went from Lavin straight to the spiders. That first action was my dodge.
Oh, so I missed you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I wanted to run into the house if I could.
Through the front door?
Yeah, if I can.
Okay. All right, that'll be your action that I missed. Lavin?
Fantastic.
Spiral, you there?
Oh, sorry, I muted. I was going to do exactly what Tom just said he was going to do. Just go inside the house. So I guess just head for the front door, right?
Yep. Well, I'll describe this for both of you. Why not? So Lavin and Tom, you both bolt towards the front door, and well, here's the tricky thing about that. Actually, I just realized. Um, I'm gonna say you guys get to the front door because both of you have a small impasse, which is the boarded up door, that big piece of, for lack of a better word, plywood or similar kind of board, because his door got damaged and it was, yeah. So instead of where the front door is, there's this big piece of compressed wood.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to try to barrel through it? Do you want to try to bust it open? Do you want to go through another door? There are other windows around the front too.
I think I would pull it if you don't mind me jumping ahead, Tom, because I know you actually went ahead. I could just Zorro that shit. Oh, it only does
Sure.
SDC though. That might be really. Swords don't just cut through wood. Hang on, that's
Oh.
not a good idea. No, I'm gonna have to like, unless Tom, you want to set it on fire and set the whole house on fire. You could do that.
How about no?
Okay, I'm just gonna try and bash the door then. Yeah,
Sure.
just try and bash it down.
All right, with your, I'm assuming your robotic arm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do something real simple. What is your augmented strength again?
18. It's 18. Well, it's mechanical, right?
Yeah, it's mechanical. Yeah, sorry. Bionic strength 18. Bionic 18. I know. You spoiler alert, you hit the door. Let's have a damage threshold, okay? If you do more than 10 SDC points, then you're able to punch enough holes in it that it structurally just completely gives way. If you get under 10 points of SDC, you punch a couple holes in it, but still holding firm. Sound good?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that much.
Well, what's your strength bonus?
+3.
Oh.
It's only gonna be a +4.
Oh yeah.
So I can do 7. So I
Oh.
can hit the door, and that's fine. I'll do that. I don't care. I'll
Okay.
hit the door.
Okay. All right. So you start punching. The good news is that next round you'll be able to get through. So
I think a
this
punch is
round,
1d4, right?
yeah, punch is 1d4. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your robotic arm might do something different.
Right under
though.
the implants, I have it written down.
Mhm.
PS 18 +3 melee damage.
Yeah.
16. 10 MDC hand, 40 MDC arm.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Well, we'll have to. We're gonna assume your punch is just like anyone else's. If it's different, then we'll use that knowledge in the future. But yes, it should be just a 1d4. So for this round, so when you get up to it and start punching holes in the door, it doesn't completely give way just yet. Tom, Lavin's punching holes in the door. Is there anything you would like to do?
I will wait until he is able to get through.
Okay.
So there you
So
go.
we'll hold your action. All right. So Mila yelled, "Frank, shoot!" He's up in the main den, and yeah, okay, Frank. Now he sees two of them on the stairs. He's gonna shoot the first one because he doesn't want to shoot his new friend Ellie. So
Oh, that's we've really come a
you
lot.
really connected.
Yeah, that's
To when he didn't want to shoot you
shoot
to now
me,
when he
yeah.
doesn't want to shoot you with his elephant gun. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Frank, please hit him. He's just going for the main body. Okay, Frank.
nat 20. Nat
Yeah,
20.
no, but he got an 18.
Still no good.
So he does 46
Fuck.
points of SDC to this creature. So-
Jesus.
It's a gun to take down elephants. So the gun fires. The noise is almost deafening. That quick shot, as suddenly a great big hole is found right in the chest of that first monstrosity on the stairs. It gives a surprise gargle, and it slumps down on the stairs. And it is at this point, when it expires, how can I describe this scary?
I need to add another horror factor.
Maybe it depends on how disturbed you're going to be in regards to this. Its skin begins to writhe. Its remaining skin begins to writhe, and you start to see these little pale blobs leak out of its open wound. It's like, imagine congealed fat in small, tight little balls, and it's writhing inside of it and leaking out of it, and it's absolutely coating the stairs themselves. These white, well, because it's a black and white world, these white globs, circles, kind of just begin to spill and writhe out of this creature as it looks like it's literally deflating.
This is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, okay. Works for me. And then you hear Frank curse. It always takes so long to load this thing. And actually, I'll just have him do this as fire. Okay. As for the creatures on the ground, we're back up with the spider-like things. The ones that were running towards the sewers get back to the sewer entrance. And the first one disappears into the hole. And the second one, before it leaves, before its head completely descends into the sewer, it grabs at the sewer top and drags it back onto the sewer hole. Whereas the other the two other ones that are twitching and screaming, one to the right side of the vehicle, one to the left in front of Al, continue to do so. They build up a very loud crescendo, not stopping their twitching nor their screaming. Bear. Oh, God. Oh! Bear begins to circle around to the right of the house where those rolling creatures were. Patrick. The other three doors of the vehicle are still open, but your driver's side door is closed.
Right. I'm going to get it out of park and drive around to where Bear's going.
Okay. Do you want to drive on the grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this moment, I don't care about his lawn.
Yeah. You say it so blasé. I love this. Do we have a great sense of urgency with this? Do you want to go as fast as you can?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll do kind of similar as before. You want to swing around to the side of the house. So you're going to gun this sucker, right? I would like you to do a driving check, all right? If you succeed by 40 or more, then it only takes one action. If you still succeed but it's under 40, it takes two actions, and if you fail, then it might take a little bit longer, or you might run into some sort of pitfall.
Any penalties I should know of?
Only a -5 because grass is not asphalt, and you gotta hop the curb a little bit, but just a -5.
Okay.
Yeah, you succeed.
I succeed by 2 40s.
Well, I don't have a roll for that, so you're gonna have to just eat the bonus. So the car fires up, the engine roars as you hop the curb, skid along the grass, move past bear in a flash and then skid along the side of the house.
Sweet if I Tokyo drifted Bear into the car.
Please don't hit Bear with your car.
Oh, but the doors are open.
I'm not gonna have Bear leap into the.
Too Fast, Too Furious, Rifts Edition.
Yeah. But you swing around to the side of the house, in which you can see the top window is completely busted open, and the bottom floor window is also completely busted open, and you see the back of the final rolling fat creature slide inside the house. You can kind of see his back as he's moving in there.
No,
Ow!
do these things like make holes enough, like big enough for their roly bodies, or did they like?
It looks
somehow,
like they're
like-
contorting into it,
Okay.
like a piece of Play-Doh into a square hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Ow.
Okay. Sorry, I am having a little bit of trouble tracking everything that's going on. But Patrick
Oh.
is driving away towards the other side of the building. So
Yep.
he's either not in my view or quickly leaving my view, right?
Yes, he's left your view.
Okay. Ellie's in the house. Me, Lavin, and Tom are still in the same general area, right?
Yeah, well, Lavin and Tom are at the front door,
Right.
bashing it down, and you're still kind of in the main driveway or walkway over top one of these screaming spider-like creatures.
And there are still two of these creatures that
Yes.
are screaming, correct?
Yes.
All right. Al's going to play janitor and try to clean up the mess. He's going to try and finish these guys because, if nothing else, we don't want them wandering around. So I'm going to continue. I'm assuming they're not close enough together that I could strike both
Absolutely
of them.
not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one first, and then I'll focus
Okay.
on the other one.
Okay.
So sharp first, and still at the -2.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
All right, 25.
Okay. And your other weapon?
And the other one is an 18 with 10 damage.
Okay.
So 15 and 10.
Good news. You hit it in its head, through its forehead, with both blades, and with your sizzling sound of sharp, this thing finally stops twitching and stops screaming. The bad news is that a second later it explodes underneath of you.
Yeah,
You take
I figured that would happen.
3 points of SDC damage as fragments of bone and gore hit you in the legs and chest and groin.
Oh God! Oh,
Ah, my groin.
Al's just like, oh, that's not where. Oh,
Well, it was underneath of you.
yeah, I know. No, I completely agree. It's just I don't think he considered that.
All right, so that's your action. Ellie, you're on the back of this twitching, rolling beast. It's the other one in front of you is now dying, or it's now dead with globs of white substance leaking out of it.
So I'm gonna take off my hat and put it on this thing that I ran into
Uh-huh.
and say, "Oh, Frank will be right with you," and then run back into the bathroom.
You're gonna take off you mean the mask of the thing
No.
in front of you? hat?
My fedora I'm wearing from my
Oh.
male zoot suit,
Oh,
and say, "Frank will be right with you," and then run into the bathroom.
do you close the door behind you?
No, Frank will be right with him. No need.
Okay, all right.
pee with the
okay,
door
okay, okay. Well, I got bad news for you. The rollers,
Don't like hats.
no, they
They love them.
they don't like you. As the roller turns around, and with this horrible grunt, the fedora resting over top the ears of its weird mask. As it charges towards you, it builds up an amazing amount of speed in such a short period of time, as it tries to slam you with its body and crush you against the back wall of the bathroom.
Oh, great.
So it's going to try to strike your main body. Do you want to take a defensive action?
Can I do another simultaneous attack?
You can. You can, yes.
My idea was, given that he's doing all his might with all his force to pin me,
Uh-huh.
I just want to hold my fists out at his fleshy gut and have him do the punch.
So make him cost. Okay. So we'll use an action to say that's an attack, but there's really no need to roll to hit because he's rolling to hit you, for lack of a better, literally and figuratively. So, all right, well, go ahead and roll damage. Now, have your strength, like your damage bonus, because I think it's normally like a +9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Make it only a +4 because you're not actually swinging to hit this guy, right? So you're kind of staying still.
Yeah.
And using your strength to go into it. So just roll your damage and add a +4.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's a D20. Hang on,
That's
let me do
D20.
D4.
Sure.
D4. Okay, 1 plus 4. 5.
5 points of damage. Okay.
I'm so used to D20.
As this thing slams into you, you're surprised as you're knocked off your feet. Not a lot of people can knock you off your feet. As you go flying back, about 4 or 5 feet into the back bathroom wall, in which this thing descends upon you, pinning you to the ground. Now, your hands manage to get into its gut, and you hear it give a soft grunt of discomfort, but you sustain 15 points of SDC damage. And currently, you are pinned against the bathroom door between it and this bathroom door. We'll have to do, if you want to do anything else, we'll have to do like a post strength checks again.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing's face is right in front of your face, and you can like look right into its eyes, and they look like the eyes of almost like, I mentioned before how they're kind of sick and pale. But now you're close enough to realize that they're not even like human eyes. They're kind of animalistic eyes. The pupils are distorted. The irises are a stranger shape. It doesn't look like you're looking into the eyes of another human being. And this thing it stinks. It's not good.
Oh, that's the worst.
I know. Okay. Also, Ellie, you hear the 2 doors down. One of the doors fly open, break open as more noises come from that direction. Lavin, is it fair to say you just keep on punching down the front door?
I combine my mighty blows with great foul language.
Oh, sweet. Maybe it's
For bonus.
because the door is a prude and very sensitive to strong language. Or maybe it's just because you punched a few more holes in it. But thankfully, that large plank of wood blocking the front door has now completely given way. You smash the last few bits aside, and you and Tom can enter. If you like, it won't take you an extra action, but you can take a couple steps into the main front hall if you would like. Okay, great. You do so. Tom!
All right. I'd like to go in and assess the situation.
Excellent.
Will I be able to see any enemies as soon as I enter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was hoping you'd also enter and assess the situation, because then I can describe this for both yourself and Lavin.
Mm-hmm.
You see Frank. Actually, I'm going to use his action right now. You see Frank in his main den, in front of his fireplace, wrestling with this giant horn of gunpowder, pouring it into his weapon, into his gun. As he looks with a start as you two barge in, and he goes, "Oh, good, it's you. Hands are a little full right now." As he points towards the back kitchen, in which you can see at least one bulbous shape roll around in the kitchen area as well. Both you and Lavin, despite the ringing in your ears from the screams, can also hear more. I guess you could say footsteps, more sounds coming from back further into the house. In addition, if you look over top the balcony, hold up a second. Oh yeah, and Patrick's on this side with Bear. Anyways, if you look over top the balcony as well, you can see 3 of those flyer type thugs begin to emerge from the back door, and they cling against the banister, also surveying the scene, locking eyes with you.
I see.
Yes. Now, is it good? Can I continue on with Frank's turn, or is there anything else you want to? Okay, cool. All right, so Frank is reloading his weapon. Well, Squee, you don't have to worry anymore about the. Oh, it's italicized. No, strike. You don't have to worry anymore about the remaining spider creature, because it also explodes at this point.
Oh,
unfortunately, there's no car in the way to block the gore and the bone, so you take another 3 points of SDC damage. And your head, your front, your back, you are literally dripping in blood and like small chunks of people. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Stings.
Well, it doesn't sting, but it's everywhere. It's this horrible warm sensation. Bear finishes getting around the side of the building and rendezvous with Patrick at the side of the vehicle. He doesn't have his swords anymore because they exploded with the other guy. And now they're like down Maple Street and down Pine Street. So, he rendezvous with Patrick. And Patrick, it's your turn.
Does he have fingerprints? Bear?
Fingerprints?
Doesn't even have
Paw prints?
fingers.
I'm curious because like police around this time would be using fingerprints. So then they find a sword and they try and fingerprint it, and there's paw marks.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I never really.
Because we're wanted, right?
Wait, hold. Yeah, you are. Okay, give me. All right, you know what? Little interlude. As I look at a picture of a wolf and see what their freaking hands look like.
Sorry, I ask difficult questions. Jeez.
No, it's actually very relevant. And so he hid inside a doggy from Madrid.
I know when I murder people IRL, I'm often concerned about fingerprints left on my weapons if the weapons are left around.
You're not worried about DNA, but you're worried about fingerprints. I know the Calgary Police Department isn't,
well,
most up to the world.
You got me. I haven't murdered anyone for a long time.
I knew it.
DNA is a recent development, so I'm not used to that kind of thing. I keep it up on this modern murdering.
There we go. They have very human-like hands with like just long-ass fingernails.
Okay.
Neat. Cool. So yeah,
so we do have to worry about his fingerprints being on the weapons. Good. That's all I wanted to know.
Unless they're retrieved, right? Regardless, he currently doesn't have his swords with him. Patrick, your turn.
Okay. So I'm with Bear, We're on the side of a building, and there just seems to be a broken window on the first floor and the second floor.
Yes. On the first floor, it still has that roller type thug pushing through it.
Oh, wait, there's still a thing there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that seems important.
Yeah, they kind of ran out of actions.
Okay.
So you know.
Let's see. Bear rendezvoused me. Can I do a paired action to give Bear a rope?
Yes.
And tie it to the big thing, to the car, and then me drive backwards.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so I'm going to use his other action and your action. Oh my god. Okay. Bear just has to kind of get this rope around the thing. It's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be just regular to strike for him, but I'm going to give him Okay, come on, Bear. Yes. Good job, Bear. Even with a -2 penalty, he manages to loop the rope around this thing's, like, I guess you would call it a neck. It's just the fat place where its body meets its head. He loops it around there, tugs it tight, and gives you the okay to start backing up. Oh my god, this is insane. All right.
I go and do that.
I go backwards. All right. Now there is a fence behind you. Are you okay smashing through the fence?
You know what?
Or do you want to kind of turn a little bit, like turn as you back up and go back kind of like the way you came, or back towards the backyard?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to turn, but I mean, my priority is okay.
All right, let's do a driving check. Just make it harder by 15 because it's confined spots and you want to tug it as hard as you can. Yeah, make it harder by 15. Yeah, that's still enough to succeed. So yeah, so do you want to curve towards the street or do you want to curve towards Frank's backyard?
The way I came, whatever the direction that is, I'm assuming the street.
Yeah, the street. Yeah. So you curve towards the street, and the rope begins to grow tighter and tighter and tighter. And sure enough, much to the surprise of this thuggish creature, it begins to be pulled out from the window. The problem is that it is quite girthy, and it has wedged itself inside the window somehow. And soon, maybe perhaps much to your dismay or horror, the rope around its neck begins to still pull its head despite its body being still secure in the window as it stretches and stretches and stretches. And his neck stretches out to a inhuman distance. Like we're talking about like 3 feet long of this neck stretching out before finally its putrid skin begins to rip and tear as you behead this creature. Its head flops, its head with the rope on it, still flops to the grass. And similar to what happened with Ellie, the gaping hole in its neck, where its head used to be, begins these white glob pustules of fat begin to leak and spill from it, deflating its body as its main girthy body begins to deflate like a balloon and slide its way back into the house.
I end my turn.
All right, Squee, your turn.
Everyone's dead. The shrieking is receding.
Well, the ringing in your ears is still going to be there for about a round or two. But yes, all the spider-like things have either literally exploded or have retreated down into the sewers.
All right. Al is going to take the briefest of moments to wipe gunk from his eyes and then head towards the door after Lavin and Tom.
All right, that'll be your action.
Mm-hmm.
As you poke your head through the front door, you see similar to what Tom and Lavin did. Ellie,
Got it.
you was pinned against the bathroom door by the world's shittiest Santa Claus.
This sucks.
Yeah.
So were
Mhm.
we on the ground or am I?
No, you're
or-
like pinned against the wall, and it's pushed against you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my hand has gone in.
Yeah,
or-
it's kind of not inside of it, but its flesh is around your fists. You could try to push it off with an opposed strength check, or you can maybe do something else. It's up to you.
I'm sorry. Can you give me a physical description? They're roly guys.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so they are. This one is about 6 feet 5 inches tall. Imagine an extremely fat man. Imagine a boomer from Left 4 Dead 2.
Okay.
Imagine a boomer. As far as that size goes, it has very, very stout legs and very, very small arms. Like it doesn't have any elbows or knees, right? So when it moves around, it mostly kind of rolls on the ground with the fat moving around and everything like that. It has that melted bunny mask on, with these dull, animalistic, sickly eyes, and there are things writhing around inside of it. By the feel of it.
Oh, how stupid am I gonna be?
Oh no.
You
the
said his.
threshold between stupid and brilliance is mild.
Well, I mean, did you say his face was looking into Ellie and she had like a good view of his eyes? He was.
Oh yeah, like you're face to face, nose to nose.
So, like, does he have a nose?
It's hard to tell because it's underneath the mask. It was just a turn of phrase.
Okay.
Nose of a mask to your nose.
Now, don't judge me too harshly.
I won't.
What if I could theoretically just chomp down would be the most ideal? What fleshy piece of blobness is in front of me that I can just sink my teeth right into?
Well, two things. Because most of his face is covered in a mask, it's either his neck or his eye.
Let's go with the neck. It's a Halloween season. We'll vampire it up. I'm gonna bite his neck.
Oh, okay.
With
All
the
right.
intent to when an animal bites down on a neck and they try and pull the flesh away.
Yeah.
That kind of bite.
You know what? It's pinned up against you. He wouldn't be able to dodge. I'm gonna say this is an automatic hit. I don't know what a fucking human bite attack would be. We're gonna say it is
D2?
No. Give me a moment.
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna do D3 and once again do half of your damage bonus because it's just your jaws. So roll 1d3 plus 4.
Okay. Oh, I actually have to type this out. I can't use the buttons.
I know.
Roll 1d3 plus.
Okay. That's a good amount of damage. So you bite a large chunk out of its neck, and do you spit out the flesh?
Hell yeah, I do.
Okay,
I'm not gonna eat it.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, I growl at him.
You bite into its neck, and some blood gets into your mouth, and it tastes 3 times worse than he smells, which is really bad. It is like congealed bacon grease plus
I don't think I need this description of
okay,
how
it
tastes.
tastes bad. It's bad.
It's bad. Not good.
Hey GM, I appreciate your description, but you can skip this one.
The player
Guys.
feels physically ill.
Okay, I will I'll just succinctly say you bite its neck, you get a huge welt out of it, and causes some damage to it, uh, and then it'll be its turn. No, it won't. It doesn't have a turn yet. It it still has you pinned against uh against the wall, but you can feel its strength loosen a little bit because you freaking bit it. All right, Lavin, your turn. So it's
Okay,
been a
so-
little while. Let me give you a recap of what monsters you see. All right, you see 3 of the flyer types along the banister here, and you see 1 of the roller types back towards the kitchen door that you have a line of sight to.
Okay. So the other hand would pull up the rifle and take a shot at the closest flyer guy.
Okay,
Nothing
so that'll
fancy.
be the one closest towards the stairs. Great. Do you want to shoot for a particular area?
No, nothing fancy. Just hit it.
Okay.
Just happy. Well,
Mm-hmm. You have a disgusting to hit bonus.
I know. I was just that's what always happens. I say no, I'm just gonna hit main body, and then it's like, oh, I have +12 to hit. I should shoot something.
Alright.
But they don't have like the
Good
heart
dice,
was
yeah.
only exposed from behind. I
Mhm.
guess I'll shoot it in the head.
Okay. All right. So make it harder by 6 and roll them.
6 less on that. So 25. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, 25. Okay. Just I'm gonna have you hit the head or whatever. Did you roll that dice before you said I'll hit it at the head, or after you said I'll hit it at the head?
No, after.
Oh, it was after. Okay, good. I just couldn't keep track. All right. Roll damage,
I'm an
please.
honest guy. I'm an honest guy.
are?
Inferno.
You are.
I'm-
You are. You are.
My feelings are hurt.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I called. I rolled after I said headshot. All right, you want damage or what?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Damage me. $19
There.
Jesus.
It's a high-powered sniper rifle. What do you expect, right? You smack it right in the middle of its rabbit-like mask, causing its head to crack back in response to the blow, and you can't see it, but it falls against the back on the second floor hallway, dead. Pretty much, you hit in the head and then it disappears out of sight. But you hit it pretty square on, and the mist of blood behind its head kind of is a pretty big indicator of a kill shot.
Beauty.
Okay, that was Lavin. Tom.
All right. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and move to try and engage one of these in melee.
One of the flyer
the
types.
flying ones. Yeah.
Okay. In melee. Oh, all right. You have 2 actions left. That's good. Because it'll take probably an action to run up the stairs,
Mhm.
and then another one to get to it in melee. So that's what we'll do.
Sounds
Use
good.
up both actions. You step over the body of the creature that Lavin just killed, and you can confirm that it is dead.
Mhm.
But as you jump over it, you can start to see up close. It seems to be, how can I say this? Bubbling a little bit.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, but go ahead and roll to strike against this flyer type of monster.
All right. I'm gonna do 2 attacks on it. So I'm still suffering that -2, correct?
Yes.
All right. So
For a little while long.
plus 6. First one is a 12. And
Yeah, sure.
would you like to take a defensive action?
He can't. Well, he could technically.
Yeah,
but
he could parry.
you're hitting it with a sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't block a sword with his hands. That's stupid.
Well, he could block the wrist. Right?
He's not going to. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Next attack. Natural 1. So 1 hits. Plus 3. 9 damage.
All right, you hit it. This was to the main body, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you slice it along its chest, causing a rivet of blood, but not mortally wounding the creature. Frank is still reloading his gun. Actually, it's going to take him the rest of the turn to do that. Al!
Well...
Oh, you're at the front door now.
Yeah. I see... Well, I see the after effects of Lavin's shooting. I probably hear it, but I don't see it. And that's it. I just see Lavin and that thing he just shot, right?
You all can also see Tom wrestling or fighting with one of the flying creatures up on the balcony, along with one of the flying creatures over top of it. Yeah.
It's an open balcony.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Tell you what. Al's going to... How far of a distance would that be from where Al is to the thing Tom is fighting with?
Like 70 feet.
I think my max throwing distance is 60 feet. Well, I am going to then charge towards Tom, because it looks like that's where the action is at the moment.
Okay. How many points do you have? You have
2.
What's your movement? What's your speed, by the way?
It is 21 or I believe 14 miles per hour. I don't know which one helps you. 23 kilometers per hour.
Because that's feet
21
per second. But you're running. So you get up to a run, and you manage to get by Tom by the by your second action. Yeah.
Got it.
Groovy.
All right.
Last person who has actions left is Ellie.
That's me.
That's you.
All right. Since this mother trucker looks like he's about, he's got a little bit of weakness in him, I'm going to try shoving him off before I just throw up.
Okay.
Ellie's about to
you
do.
roll a 1d. Okay. I'm gonna roll a straight 1d20. You roll a 1d20 plus 5. Beat a 2.
Oh, thank
You
God.
knew. Who'd have thought?
There. God.
So you're able to push this hulking monstrosity off of you, and luckily there's a toilet to your left and a bathtub to your right and a floor to your feet. Do you want to aim your
I think she'll probably try and direct herself to the toilet, kind of missing a little bit, but getting it mostly in there.
Once again, I'm going to use discretion and not describe that, and just simply say you vomit. I know. Aren't I fantastic, everyone? Yes.
God
All
bless.
right. God bless me.
Is her vomit more or less chunky than the blood and guts that blew
Oh,
up?
fuck
That's all
you.
I want to know. It's the only detail I'm interested in.
Less. All right. Top of the initiative. By the end of this initiative round, if we get to it, my friends, those of you who have ringing in your ears will subside, but the reverberal effects are still going on. Bear is going to scrunch up his nose at the display of the impromptu decapitation, and very, very carefully move through the window that is now empty, mostly. And I'm only gonna have him do. I'll only take one action, despite being careful. Patrick.
May I? What did Bear do?
He went through the window, the now empty window.
Okay. I'm pretty far away. Patrick's going to investigate the torn off head.
The torn off head, similar to the body, just smaller in size, appears to be deflating. And when you get out of the door, when you get out of the vehicle and move towards it, you can already see that it's half deflated. It's the mask in front of it is slowly sinking towards the ground as these little white balls continue to leak out from the neck.
All right. I'd like to take a second action to try to bottle a few of those.
Sure. We'll have you burn a second action here real quick and have you run to your vehicle, grab
I'm sure it's probably in his pack.
Okay, or yeah, grab it in your pack, and some of the fat, and you handle some of the fatty globs into a specimen jar or tube or whatever you might have.
I'm also
Guy doesn't
going
bring a
to...
weapon, but he brings test tubes. Seriously.
What? Yeah, no, that's generally like always on him.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I think
that-
he sleeps with those.
I don't know. He sleeps with them. Okay.
So, I'm also thinking that like, even though Patrick's seen some shit, he's probably still a little sickened by this. What should he do for like a combat sickness, ME or PE?
Physical, for sure. Physical endurance. Yeah, because mentally it was more kind of, for lack of a better word, insanity. This is, you're saying, more of a physical illness. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's make the threshold 3 times your ME value. So what's your ME value?
Do you mean PE?
Sorry, PE. Oh my god.
That's 14.
14 times 3. So roll a 1d100. If you get 42 or less, then you're able to overcome it. You do not. So we're going to have your actions because you're just so physically ill. So we'll just burn the rest of that if that's okay. But you are able to, despite the gagging and the ill feeling, and you're getting lightheaded from all of this, you do manage to get, I'll say, up to three of these little fatty blobs into your. What do you have? Is it a specimen jar? Is it a test tube? Is it?
It is a it's a test tube.
Test tube? Okay, test tubes. Okay, groovy. Al, you are beside Tom, or very nearby Tom, as he is in melee with one of these flying type creatures. From your angle, Tom could also see this too, but he was in the middle of a fight. You can see one more bird creature just in the doorway of this, flying creature in the doorway here. And another one is right behind its friend that's fighting Tom. So you got one fighting Tom and 2 free.
Got it. Al would quickly say, "You good?"
I think so.
Al will then proceed to move on to the one behind him, or the one he's attacking.
Okay. And what do you want to do?
Hit it. I want to hit it with my sharp.
Okay. Any particular area?
Yeah, I'm going for the face.
All right, roll -6.
Got it. That's a 12 exactly.
Okay. With actions left, it's going to do a simultaneous attack.
Ooh.
Sees you coming, sees you rolling.
Come at me, bro.
Okay. Hits your main body, so that's good. So Al,
Yes.
you strike it in the face. Go ahead and I'll have you roll damage.
15.
Oh yeah, 15. Okay. You strike in the face, And as you move to strike it, this thing, its jaw, it looks like it unhinges. And even though there's a mask in front of it, the jaw goes down so low you can see it dip underneath the mask, in which it retches this horrible fluid onto your chest. And it begins to burn through your clothes. It's a very caustic liquid. It burns through the blood of your clothes and does 8 points of STC damage, and that is going to continue on until you get that shit off of you. So every melee round, for lack of a better word, I'll be doing 8 points of STC.
Got it.
Until it burns through you or you get it off of you.
That was one of the flyer ones?
Yep, that was one of the flyer ones. Yep.
8 points of SDC, and then, well, I'll wait until my next turn.
You know what? Every time you take more, yeah. I'll wait till your next action, and then I'll remind you to take 8 more points of SDC. But you stab it in the face, and so if it's gonna do that thing again to you, it's gonna do that without a cheek. Because you stab it in the face, and once again, very similar to the spider-like creatures, there's a hiss of boiled blood on your blade as it screams and lurches backwards onto its, wounding it so much it actually lands onto its rear end. You knock it back with the blow.
Got it.
Ellie.
Ellie will straighten up from upchucking. Turn her head to the creature and say, "You want to tell me why you're here?"
All right, that'll be your action, and then its action. Wait a second. I gotta think about that. It replies in a gurgling voice, and since last time you couldn't really understand me, I'll just use your imagination. As it gives this horrible, wretched, gurgling noise, as it simply says, "Statue, give."
Yeah.
As it brings, like, it's actually, wait, its hands are so stubby it can't even reach his own neck. So he's starting to, like, bleed out the neck hole that you gave it. And not knowing what's going on behind him, kind of focused on you, he repeats the word "statue give," over and over again as he tries to slam you again against the wall.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah. So that's a 14 to hit. Do you want to take any sort of defensive action?
I think she's starting to feel a little tired, but
You could dodge out of the way.
yeah, I'm just trying to think. She just threw up. She's feeling kind of shitty.
Yeah.
She doesn't usually feel super shitty, but she's starting to kind of feel a little something.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna. But I think she's just gonna take it. I'll just take it. Give it to me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then it slams into you against the wall once again, doing. Let me check here. Oh, there it is. All right.
30,000 points of SDC damage.
No, 14 points of SDC damage as it slams you up against the wall again. Now just repeating, "Statue give, statue give."
Oh, I don't have it.
Well, I don't think it cares. One of the roller things emerges from the kitchen and goes to attack Frank, who is just finishing reloading his rifle. It also does one of its slam attacks, for lack of a better word. It's come for you, Frank. Frank does not want to get hit by a rolling pile of gross, so he is going to try and dodge. He's not as nimble as he used to be, but nimble enough.
Oh shit, Frank.
As he grabs his rifle and vaults to one side as this roller completely smashes through his coffee table, causing like books and shards of glass and wood to go flying. You also hear everyone will eventually hear this. Maybe with the exception of Patrick because he's outside, but everyone else inside the building hears a mighty crash back towards one of the back rooms on the first floor. You might recall that was the room that had a bunch of display cases and also a chandelier hanging from the roof with a rope and a big X on the floor. Well, you hear this mighty crash go into that room with and the sound of kind of glass shattering as well. There's a big hullabaloo going from underneath you, Mila, and to the back of the first floor for the rest of you fellas. That was them. Now it's the Flyers. Let's do the one engaged with Tom first. Tom, you see its mouth begin to unhinge, and it rolls to bile attack, for lack of a better word. Where we got here? +3. All right, I got a 19. You're not going to be able to parry this attack.
Yeah, so I can either Simo or dodge. You know what? I'm gonna simultaneously attack.
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and roll your to hit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna swing with my swords. I am going to use a flame bolt originating from my mouth.
Oh my god. Everything's going everyone's doing mouth attacks now all of a sudden. All right.
Yep.
Roll to hit. I'll be able to take a defensive action.
12.
Right, good. That's enough to hit. So you go ahead and roll damage.
He takes 17 SDC.
Okay. And you take 1d6 plus 2. 6 points of SDC damage as this file gets on top of you, and it is starting to burn through your clothes as well. Once again on your chest and shoulders. Okay. But the firebolt lands square in its chest, and its clothes, its black clothes that it was wearing, kind of alights in flame, and it gives a surprised and fearful sound at that. The other one that was by the doorway, what does it do? I know what it does. Its friend was stabbed in the face by Al, so it runs out, and instead of engaging with Al, it grabs its companion by the shoulders and begins to drag it back towards the room it came in from. That's them. Lavin. You see Al and Tom. You see Tom engaged with one of the Flyers that you can still see in the balcony, and you see Frank nimbly dodge one of these rollers, which is in this location right now. So you have a direct line of sight to it.
Am I in sprinting, like running distance of it? My crappy speed of, 12 or something.
Oh, if a speed of 12...
15.
15? If you sprint, yes. It'll take an entire action, but you can use another action to do something when you get there.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I'll just shoot him then.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna, why use 2 actions, right? Like that's
Well,
the
you
whole
can
point of
use
having
one.
a gun is so you don't have to run in like this.
The benefits of a ranged weapon. Yes. All right. Yes.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
try and hit him in the throat.
Okay, so that is going to be very similar to a headshot. So make it harder by 6.
And still have -2 from that other BS.
Yeah, until the end of this melee round. Yeah. That's enough to hit it in its throat, though. And go ahead and roll damage.
Uh,
Oh my god. Hey, this is good. This is good. The hole goes straight through its whole throat, blasting right through it, and with a surprised gurgle, the creature begins to slump. Like it slumps in place. It's almost like it's sitting on its own fatty body, as first blood begins to pour from the neck wound, and then once again these little fat globs begin to pour out of the wound as well, as this thing begins to grossly, Porky Pig that, grossly begins to deflate. Tom. Oh,
Okay.
take 6 points of damage. Wait a second. Did I skip you, Al? Wait, did I skip anybody? No, because Tom did a simultaneous attack.
Yeah,
okay.
I did a simultaneous attack.
I was just terrified I skipped someone again, but I didn't.
No.
Okay,
So,
Tom, your turn.
I take another 6 points?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you don't.
Okay.
Only because no, you will, because Al will on his turn, so I'm sorry, just the way things worked out. Yeah, you take 6 points of SDC.
It's all good. I am disengaging.
Okay, probably
and I'm
a good
gonna
idea.
try and run down the stairs because I'm at 6 SDC right now.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I usually rely on armor.
Yeah, well, for good reason. So you disengage and run down the stairs, kind of towards Lavin. Okay, so that's your action.
Mhm.
Frank has Frank is going to bolt towards the sound of that crashing noise, and he disappears back through his kitchen door. Bear, from Patrick's point of view, also disappears out the window. Patrick, you used up all of your actions due to being physically ill and doing your current task. So, Al, it's your turn. Please take 8 points of SDC damage. Squay? Hello? Anybody?
I'm here.
Okay,
I
that's
can hear
good.
you.
Hello.
Hey, Al.
Squee,
My
however,
name's
is muted
Squee.
probably.
Hi guys, it's Squee here. So I think Al's gonna he's gonna
Stab a guy in the face.
wait, he's got goo on him. Oh wait, did it burn his skin or is it just on
Yeah,
his
it's
clothes?
right through his clothes. It's
Hello?
getting just- Hello, there we
Just on
are.
the bathroom.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was weird. That was not muted. It just wasn't working for some reason.
So take 8 points of SDC.
Question. I was
Mhm.
going to take my action to get those clothes off. Will I still take the 8 points?
Yes.
Uh,
Because it's still like burning through your clothes, and you like at. Well, let's see here. Well, because you can't. It's just your shirt. Okay, let's compromise then.
okay.
How about this? You tear off your shirt, and just a smaller portion of the acid got through your clothes by the time you put it off. So instead of taking 8 points of SDC damage, let's say you take 3 points of SDC damage, and so you have to worry about just a couple pools still on your chest. Sound fair?
Also, yes, and also, as much as I hate to say this, I need to ask, in the case of honesty, my first aid kit is no longer a strap around my legs. It is like a satchel I wear strapped around a shoulder. Will this be affected by that? Do I need to take that off too? How does that work? Like I would think in combat I'd have it kind of wrapped around my back to get out of my way, but it would still.
Well,
I don't
then
know. It's
that'll
up to you.
make it harder to take off your shirt.
Yeah, I imagine. So like
All right, let's not belabor this too much. Because of that, we'll say it takes 2 actions for you to take off your shirt,
Okay,
and you
Sure.
take an additional 3 points of SDC damage.
got it. Additional 3 points. Got it. So 6 points. But this hopefully this allows me to keep my first aid kit with me. So I'm now shirtless with the first
Yes.
aid kit.
Yes.
Got
yes,
it. All right, 3 more points of
yes.
SDC. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Ellie,
He's
guess
just
where
yelling.
you are.
He's just yelling. He's
Give
like,
statue. Give statue. Give statue.
oh, I just ran here. Just vomit. I guess Tom's dying, so I don't have it too bad, but I still don't feel great.
Oh,
How's that other side of his neck look?
looking ready to be bitten. Looking.
Hey,
looking-
Inferno
Yeah.
puts on sunglasses. YOLO.
Yo, fuck you. Roll your 1d3 plus 4. Jerk.
Oh, I gotta type that again. Oh, wait, I can scroll up, can I? 1d3. Yeah, there we go. Hey!
Okay, that's 6 points. You bite it again, and maybe this thing is stupid, maybe this thing is just persistent, but when you take the second bite out of it, maybe it finally gets the message that A, you don't have the statue, and 2, if he keeps doing this, you're gonna keep on biting him. So he actually, after your second bite and spitting out the flesh, it still has blood dripping down its neck. It looks woozy and wounded, and it backs off of you.
Sweet.
In fact, now that it's their turn, it backs off of you completely as it vacates the bathroom. And in fact, I'm going to use its other action because it's going to try to barrel through past Al back towards the window in which it exited. So, yeah, it's going to try to hit Al on its way out. So, Al.
Yes.
I got 11. Do you want to take a defensive action?
How is he trying to hit me?
He's trying to body check you.
Got it.
Body check
Does he
you out of
look
the way.
injured at all himself?
Yes, he looks very injured around the neck area.
Simultaneous attack then to the neck area. I'll
With
try
the
and
what
dig
weapon?
sharp right into that wound.
His lips.
Slips.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Roll the strike,
All right.
and it's gonna still, since it's its head neck, it's still -6 to hit.
Got it. Makes sense.
Good news is it's moving towards you, so hey, there you go.
21 to hit, 16 damage.
Okay, wait, I gotta do damage to you. 1d10 plus 5. Okay, so as it slams into you, before you get hurled to the ground, you stab it in its neck, and perhaps the momentum of this creature exacerbates the wound. And so there's a giant gash from the front of its neck along the right side of its neck towards the back. And you can see from the ground, it begins to slow down, slow down, slow down. And when it's halfway to the window, it stops. And all of a sudden, these fatty blobs, I know, dog, these fatty blobs begin to pour from its neck as it begins to deflate.
So it doesn't explode?
Not yet. Not that you
That's
see
a
at this
positive.
moment. Right now, it's
so-
deflating.
Got it. So
Mhm.
14 SDC?
Yes, 14
Oh
SDC.
boy. All right.
I know you guys are getting a little beat up. The flyers, on the other hand, the one that Lavin killed, I guess Al's the only one who can kind of see this. It's beginning to literally melt now. Its features of its skin and skeleton and muscle. You know that scene from Indiana Jones when they look at the Ark of the Covenant and the skin starts to like melt off and shit.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. It's melting into the carpet. As the other flyer takes its wounded companion and they disappear into the other room. Lavin, from the floor, from your vantage point, Frank disappeared into the back room, but from where you can see right now, you don't see any other threats. You see a couple of the fat rollers deflating, but they're not moving. They're no longer a threat. You also see Tom stumbling down the stairs looking very wounded. This strange acidic substance burning his front clothes, and you can see like a mist rise above that. Smoke, I guess, rise from it.
I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to assume because it's my character. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help Tom relieve himself of his acid shirt, and yes, I'm just gonna go help Tom take his shirt off.
Thank you.
So-
Oh. All right.
This
all right.
is the sexiest episode of
I
Rips.
know, right?
The fan fiction is going wild right now.
If there is,
I blame Inferno. Al's walking around with no shirt and his med pack on. Lavin's taking Tom's shirt off. Oh my god.
Ellie's necking monsters in the bathroom.
Yeah, Ellie's. Yeah.
So
Patrick is throwing up gently into the lawn.
Oh man,
Hey,
the
some people into that.
sexiest.
I didn't know that this was Magic Mike the TTRPG.
Okay. Anyway, you help Tom rip his shirt off from his frame, and he like literally. Okay. Anyways, you help Tom with the shirt, so now burn similar to Al. The clothes had some of the bile on it, but some of it did get to your flesh at this point, so it's 2 points of SDC damage
Okay.
that you're still sustaining until you get that liquid off your flesh. But Lavin has helped you with that. Tom, it's your turn.
I am going to
Take
try
2 points.
and. All right, I take 2 points. I'm at 4.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and use the flat.
OMG, I'm dying. God damn it. You
Jesus
hit you?
Christ.
No,
We're 12.
no, it just hit Spiral. He's muted and laughing his ass off right now.
Oh,
Alright,
there
we
he
start-
is.
I'm gonna try and use the swords to scrape off what liquid I can.
Okay. That's interesting.
Not like
Do you have any
sliding,
sort of
but
First
Like-
aid or anything like that?
no.
Okay, no, that's
But
alright.
I do. I do have cooking, and I was. Hold on. Let me pitch this. I was going to use. I was gonna try and do a motion as if I was descaling a fish. You know how you put the flat of the blade there and just kind
Yeah.
of work it.
Okay, so because this is what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you use your cooking skill. I
Mhm.
want you to make it harder by 30 because you're not a fish.
Mhm.
And if you succeed, then you're able to get the goop off of you, no problem. Now, if you fail, you'll be able to get the goop off of you, but you'll accidentally cut yourself a little bit. Because, I mean,
Okay.
this is frantic in the middle of everything. You just want to get this shit off of you. So, yeah, make it harder by 30, and then do your...
All right.
Thomas,
Tom is not a
you know what?
fish.
You fucking peanut gallery.
This is with the 30 penalty. I don't succeed.
Okay. What your blade does 1d6 damage, right?
Yeah, 1d6 plus 3.
Okay, well, we won't do the +3 because you're not putting your weight behind this.
Okay.
Here, I'll roll it. 1d6. It's going to be half of this. 1 point of SDC as the
Fantastic.
blade scrapes against you, but you're able to get the bile off of your flesh. Thanks to Lavin.
Cause
Shit,
he
did I
ripped
make
my
some
shirt
clear,
off.
didn't I? No. You did an attack and then a simultaneous attack. Okay, it's Frank's turn. You hear Frank yell and bear echo that the creature is dead back here. Yeah, that's what he yells. Bear also rendezvous with Frank. Toph, please no. You assholes. Patrick, Al, it's your turn.
All right. I saw the monster that is currently deflating run from one of these rooms. I would like to. Well, someone injured it. I know where Frank is, so it's not him. I know where everyone else is, so it's probably Ellie or someone I haven't seen before. So I'm going to try and go where it came from to see if I can find Ellie, because we have no idea if she's okay.
Okay. You move towards the bathroom, and you can see Ellie with some blood on her, a little bit of vomit on her, looking pretty queasy and sick against the bathroom wall.
Are you
Ellie!
okay?
Wait. Well, remember, you just Well, let's give it one more turn to see if any other players want to do anything else, and then we'll get out of combat
Sure.
world. Okay. Ellie.
Ellie is gonna. Like she didn't really like register that Al just kind of poked his head in the room, and she's like walking past him to peer out.
Okay. You walk past to peer out, and you see the fat roller that was assaulting you down the hallway, currently deflating. Looking from the top of the stairs, you can see a few other dead corpses around. You can see one of the flyer type corpses, the last of its remnants, just melt into the floor. You can some of its trousers and its shirt is still there, but most of its flesh is completely gone. You hear Bear and Frank say the one in the back room was dead as well, and it doesn't look like there are any more enemies attacking. You hear some thumping noises coming from 2 floors down, but it seems to be the opposite of when you originally heard them. Them going from the 3rd floor, the attic, to this level. Now it seems like it's going from this level up towards the attic. Alrighty. And with that, you hear a few more rummaging noises up above you before it soon stops. Lavin. You done laughing? Okay, good.
I'm assuming it takes me a second to unmute. I'm assuming that I see no threats currently in my
Currently, there are no visual threats. Correct.
And which way did you say Frank ran off? Like way over here?
Towards the back, towards the back room. So the back bottom right hand corner of the house here.
Okay. I'm gonna use thermals and see if I can locate any other targets in the house.
Okay.
I'm assuming since their body types are so strange that if they show up on thermal, I'll be able to tell.
Sure. Yeah. You engage your thermal. You see on the 1st floor, you see the body shapes of what appears to be Frank and a larger form of Bear through the thermals, and you can see the fading light, the fading heat of one of those fat roller type creatures. But what's really interesting is it looks like it's been pinned down by something cold and heavy. And the only remnants of heat seem to be escaping from its chest in these little round globs. Scanning the second floor, you don't see anything, but as you look up towards the attic, you see two figures, two of the flyer type figures. It looks like they're exiting out the attic exterior windows that they were crashing on through. It looks like they're making their way out those windows right now. They've just reached the windows as we've spoke, as we're speaking.
Okay, then I would head in the direction I saw Frank running.
Okay. Done. Tom.
So I completely am free of this acidic goo, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. We have to have Al take his 3 points of damage when he comes back. Unless I
I
already
hope he
made it
just
good.
passes out. Well, he's like, "Are you?"
Thump.
Hilarious.
Oh, wait, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. So do I see any enemies?
No.
Okay. I would like to. Do I see Ellie? Is she right here?
Yeah, she's by the top of the stairs. Yes.
Okay, then I'll go over to her and ask, "Are you okay?"
Are we in combat?
Yeah. You know what? I think we can get out of combat now.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get out of combat, and when Squee comes back, I'll ask him how he wants to deal with the remaining burning bile on him, and we'll continue on that. That's the only time thing, but that's
okay,
fine.
cool.
I can fake it. All right. Yes.
I had a
Outside
nickel for
combat.
every time I said that.
Every said what?
Just fake it.
Just fake it.
Okay. Anyways, all right. So Tom's asking Ellie, "Are you okay?" I'll shut up and let you guys do what you want to do.
Ellie kind of looks back. She looks at Tom. She looks at Al. She's like, "Why is everyone shirtless?"
You can see burn marks on Tom's chest and also Al's too.
They were
Could be a
spitting
birthmark.
up something.
Yeah.
It was not pleasant, and it's very itchy.
Yeah, you might want to get that looked at. I'm okay. She'll pull off her vomit-stained zoot suit coat and pass it to Al to cover his shame, and head down the stairs.
Speaking of Al, now that Squee's back,
Al has no shame.
Squee, you still have some of that bile on your skin.
Yes.
How do you want to deal with that? You should take 3 more points of damage.
Okay. I would like to think that the first aid kit would have like clean cloth, like for bandages or whatnot. I would just take one of those and wipe it off.
All right. Use your first aid or paramedic skill, whatever you have. Roll it.
Sure.
Make it harder by 10, and let me know how much you succeed by or fail.
Okay. Make it harder by 10. Got it. Give me 1 second. Okay. Just had to see what that is real quick. I succeed by 15.
Okay. Yeah. You're able to scrape the rest of it off of your chest without sustaining any further damage.
Al would say, "We need to hurry. We need to get Frank and we need to go back. If they attacked here, they might be attacking back there."
Oh, that's a good point. Ellie's gonna turn around and go into the bathroom, and Frank had like some secret
Compartment.
compartment. Would Ellie be able to finagle it open?
Well, yeah, she saw him open it up before, so yes, you're able to mess with the tap, and sure enough, move it the same way that Frank did, and sure enough, the bottom of the bathtub that has a little bit of you still in there pops up, and put it off the side, and sure enough, you see the 3 statues. The statue of, give me a second. The statue of the turtle, the rhino, and the bull, along with the tailpiece in there. In addition, the small metal box that assumingly contains Frank's transmundane item.
Okay. Ellie's gonna look at Al and say, "We can't leave these here."
That makes sense. Yes.
Cool. She'll just start pulling them out.
Al will say, so is it just me and Ellie right now?
Right now, yeah,
Okay.
until other players. Now, I know Lavin's going to rendezvous with Frank and Bear in the back room, and I'm going to get to that scene in a moment there, Lavin. But right now, yeah, you're the only two that are in the bathroom. Well, wait a second, but Tom was asking Ellie if she was okay, so he's in the vicinity.
Can I make paramedics check to see if either of them are injured?
You don't need to do a paramedics check. It's very clear that both of them are very injured, yes.
Okay. Well, Al's gonna start casting spells, and he seems to have not even noticed the zoot suit coat. He got too much to do, and he has no shame. So I know we're out of combat. So Jim, I'd like to leave it up to you on like how many I can cast, or what's going on, or how that works out of combat.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Cast it on Tom. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. First, you need to tell me who you wanna cast the spell on, and we're gonna just do it one spell at a time because I believe you have to roll a dice to see how much you heal, right? Or unless it's a flat amount of SDC or HP.
No, it's a dice to see how much they heal. Correct.
Okay. So because you have limited PPE, we're gonna just do it one cast at a time, and you just tell me who it is. You roll it. You heal them, just like Dungeons and Dragons or anything else, right?
Perfect. Who looks worse?
Tom. Well, he's almost down to his hit points, whereas Ellie, I think you probably still have like what 70, 80 SDC left.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I got 75.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So
she's banged up, but Tom looks really hurt.
But that means that there's no HP damage to Tom, right? So I'll just roll for the SDC.
No, he barely avoided that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so then it's just going to be, I'm going to cast the spell. First time you heal 10 SDC.
Fantastic.
All right. And how much PPE does that take?
10 per casting, so I can cast this 7 times.
All right. Just eliminate 10 each time you use it.
Will do. And then, Tom, can you let me know, if you could, like, narratively, like, when he starts looking okay or better? Like, I don't need to top him off. Just get him out of...
He looks okay. He's at more than half of his SDC.
All right, I'll cast it one more time. 7 more.
He's basically topped off.
I will throw... I'll throw one Ellie's way, because she looks hurt, but she doesn't look like she's on death's door or anything.
Does Ellie consent to it?
I mean, she will.
Sure.
All right. So that's 12.
All right.
And then that's 3, and then Al will cast one more on himself. Okay. So another 12. Okay.
So that's a total of 40 PPE. Yeah. Okay,
so
good.
I'm down to 39.
All right. Excellent. Let me. I know Ellie is in the bathroom wanting to scoop up those items. I'll get back to you in a moment. I'll head over towards Lavin. Lavin, you're moving towards the back room, by where Frank and Bear is. And when you enter the back room, sure enough, you can see several. Oh wait, get out of this stupid shitty map. Let me get us back towards.
Yeah, that was a stupid shitty map.
Okay, thanks.
God.
This picture here, down here, it's that room in which you can see many of the little knickknacks and glass cases have been cast aside, shattered aside, and sure enough, underneath a massive crystal chandelier, there is the deflating body of one of those gross roller type creatures. Its mask still hanging on its face as it deflates completely. Frank spins towards Bear for a moment, but actually he points his gun towards Bear and he says, "Wait, who are you? Who sent you?" And Bear is trying to gently explain that he is with, Al and Ellie and Tom. And when Lavin, when you enter the room, he says, "And him, I am his friend. We came to assist you."
Lavin doesn't hear. All Lavin said. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off.
Yeah. And Frank turns to Lavin. He says, "Is this true?"
Lavin's like, "Where's your shit? Is your shit secure?"
My shit.
The statues, man. The statues.
The transmundane, says Frank, and he forgets about Bear for a split second because he's not taking hostile action towards him, and he like pushes past you, Lavin, and starts running up the stairs.
And I would follow.
Okay, Lavin follows. I'm gonna wait for a moment, and Bear will also follow Lavin as well. But Patrick, what are you doing? We're going to say like you've kind of composed yourself, you've gotten some samples. You can see the remnants of the corpse and the face. The face of this kind of fat roller type creature has now deflated completely. It's now pretty much just a mask and a few hunks of unidentifiable flesh on the grassy ground. And what's really interesting is the little fatty globs that have spilled out from the head and whatnot. They begin to desolidify, to liquefy, and they begin to kind of seep into the grass itself. Interestingly, though, in your test tube, they sealed in your test tube, they seem to retain their spherical shape.
Patrick's gonna take. Let's see. Okay, he's composed himself enough.
Yep.
He's going to, as safely as he can, put it back into the test tube spot in his science kit and get flipped towards the house.
You mean he's gonna walk towards the house?
No, he's gonna probably do. He's probably gonna run. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to enter through the back door or the front door or the window?
I think he's closest to the front door, and that seems to be open.
Okay. All right. You make your way through to the front door. Frank is hurtling himself up the stairs, and Al, as you're healing your friends, and Ellie, I'm assuming Ellie, are you scooping up the figures and the box with the transmundane in it? Oh wait, she's BRB.
She said BRB, yeah.
She said she was going to do that though while I did the other stuff.
Yeah. Let's just wait for her to come back before Frank talks to you all, because Inferno doesn't like repeating himself.
All right, I'll just be right back as well.
Yeah, we'll do a quick drink bathroom break.
Beauty.
Tom, do a sexy dance.
Okay.
But does Frank like to repeat himself?
No.
Oh. Fair enough.
There was a little Spanish fleet. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
A bunch of nasty things.
I actually get to heal people. I've never been able. Well, I mean, like I've healed in the past, but never like this. I've never thrown out 4 of those
You've
spells
been
in
in
a row.
SDC fights before, but I think this is the most that you guys have gotten really beat up in an SDC fight.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also used to I'm in body armor. I can take shit. I'm at 21 SDC.
No,
Well,
I was so ready to when you're like he simultaneously attacks me. I'm like, aha, dual weapon wielding. I can parry. I can't parry that.
Can't parry that. I parry his jaw. I just close it as it opens with the flat of my blade.
No, I just grab his chin and turn it.
and nope.
Welcome back, Brianna. Frank is hurling up the stairs to make sure the transmundane is A-okay. I'm going to wait for Lavin to get back. We just took a quick bathroom break. But I just want to confirm, you're going to try to scoop up as many of the statues in that little box that has the transmundane in it as possible, right?
Yeah.
You're securing it. Okay, perfect. We'll just wait for Lavin to get back, and all will be good. We will resume. I was telling the other guys, you all did a very good job in that freaky combat.
You bit his neck off.
It turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to be because my next act was going to tell Tom to burn down the house.
I still might do it.
Well,
Who knows?
yes.
With Flames
This
McGee here.
conversation is going to be very interesting. Yes.
I do love that one part where it's like, okay, I'll do a simultaneous attack, but firebolt from my mouth. Okay.
Yeah, there's some good simultaneous stuff.
Yeah. There was a little spiral flea. A BRB he thought he'd be.
You rhymed B with B.
Now he's
Oh,
just
what?
real dead. That was the last we ever heard of him.
Ellie has a heart attack.
Ellie's dead. Reroll new character.
Well,
Oh
There
my
you
god.
go.
You know what the sad thing is that there are petty GMs like that too, where they won't say have a heart attack, but they will be like, "Oh, I fucking hate you. I'm gonna kill your character," and you're like, "Come on, man."
I'm back.
Hi, welcome back. Okay. So Frank races up the stairs with Lavin and Bear in tow. Patrick gets through the front door to see Frank hurl up the stairs. Al is treating Tom during this time, in which Frank bursts through the bathroom door. He says, "The transmundane!" Ah! And as he looks towards Ellie, he says, "Is it there? Is it all still good? Is it all safe?"
I think so. Should I open the box? She's holding the box with a transmundane.
Oh, give, he says, as his
Okay.
hands switch out towards there. And he clutches the box against him, and he opens it up a little bit, and all of you can see this little red light shine through. He quickly closes the box, breathes a sigh of relief, and says, Good, they didn't get it. Thank you.
Frank, we gotta
Oh.
get out of here.
He says, but my home, I had been expecting this all these years, but I didn't expect that. Whatever those things were, whatever they still are, they must. The enemy, he says, these dark powers, they work in the shadows, they work in secret, they conspire against you, they use their power and influence to sneak in at night. This is broad daylight. We really riled them up. Do you think, as he looks towards the bull statue, that? The antiquarian, yes?
I mean, I have no idea, but I don't think it's a coincidence.
Oh, such noise. And he hesitates for a moment. He says, you think we need to leave?
Frank, the people who attacked us here might be attacking our friends as we speak. They know, at least it's very likely they know we were at that museum. They know where we stay. Our friends are in danger just as much as you were.
Well, then go to your friends. I need to repair my place. Get ready if they assault again. Yes. I won't go that quietly. They played their hand. They showed their hand. Yes.
Frank,
Mhm.
I think we do better when we're all together. I got a place at the Rhapsody I think you might like if you just come with us. I think we can hold you out and keep your home safe too.
Oh, God.
But he says,
Your home's gonna be safe if we're not in it.
oh, yes, and if we take the transmundane with us, even if they wrote through all my belongings, none of this really matters. It has sentimental value, but the transmundane is the most important. All right, well, give me a few minutes. I want to take some of my notes. Some of my important research materials, you understand. I've been looking for their codes, for their secrets for years. I can't just let that go. Give me 5 minutes at the most as I collect the most important of my data. And then yes, I suppose I'll come with you as much as it pains me so.
Okay, I'll help you carry stuff.
Okay.
Ellie kind of shrugs and just follows after him.
All right. And over the next 5 minutes, um, I was gonna say, Frank goes to various rooms, picking up seemingly randomly books and pieces of paper, but muttering to himself, as if someone who has only a few minutes to pack to get, the most important things. Is there anything the players want to do in the meantime while he's gathering his things?
Lavin would be following and keeping an eye out around whoever has the transmundane at any given time.
Okay. All right. Frank, he's attached to it. He doesn't let that pretty much out of his hands.
And I'm not letting him out of my sight then.
Okay.
In my
Cool.
hands.
Sweet. How about the rest of you folks?
Help and pack.
Actually, question. So, I'm still down. Hang on. 25 SDC. Is
Mhm.
there is it likely that there's anything that would still need first aid? I.e., if I spent the time patching myself up, would that not heal anything, but like, is there a wound that needs to be plugged or something of that nature? Or is it just like internal damage that's just gonna hurt?
Well, what did you get hit with? You got hit with that bile attack.
I got hit with the bile attack. So the shards of the exploding things.
Oh yeah.
And then
well,
the
those
bull
caused
rush.
some lacerations, and then
Yeah,
the bull rush is
The bull rush
kind of
was the big
broken.
one.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, the bull rush causes some. Okay, let's not overthink it a little too much.
mhm.
As per the rules, if you have good medical treatment, your recovery speeds along. So just take the time to bandage and heal yourself as much as possible, and then when it comes for a natural healing recovery of your SDC, we're going to consider it being the equivalent of being treated by a doctor, which it
Got it.
has been.
All right. So yeah, Al will spend that time patching up his wounds because he doesn't want to waste any more magic than he has to at the moment.
Yeah. Rifts is not so much. Is a little bit because there's magic spells and healing items and stuff like that to do instantaneous stuff. But for actual medical treatment, it's like you're treated, and then after every day, you recover this amount of SDC or HP.
Yeah. No, that I'm fully okay with that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Anything else from the players, or because I'm gonna finish with Frank packing.
Sounds good to me.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Frank gets the last. He has about 5 different books, one large old map, and oh my god, like 3 binders of materials and photographs that you help him haul with. And he says, "Well, that should be it. Something bothers me. I." And he looks towards like the deflating and melted bodies, and he says, it's inevitable. If the police aren't on their way here yet, they will be soon. That was quite the ruckus. Won't they want to hunt me down for questioning? Won't they want to have answers of what happened? Which also is a big surprise to me. Why would they bother to take this risk? Bodies and blood and everything.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Do you think they would believe you if you told them what happened?
Did you believe me when I initially told you? No, I'm just a crazy old coot.
Often, endgame plays involve taking high risks.
Oh.
I don't
You're
think you
right.
staying here to be questioned by the police will help anyone at the moment. Certainly not them.
All right, so you'll hide me until all of this is resolved, for good
Ellie
or for ill.
is very good at hiding people. Al says, thinking about the crawl space.
Oh, I was hoping after our escapade the night before last, I would be able to stay here in my home and continue and help you from a distant approach, but I have enough marbles rolling around in my own head to understand that. Yes, okay, fine. I'll come with you. I'll come with you. He says as he starts flooding through his notes. And he pauses. He goes, I'll wait for that for later. Well, lead on. Let's go. And let's make sure your home is safe. Yes.
Let's go.
So I'm just going to
Mhm.
point out, like, Al's still not wearing a shirt. I don't think he's really thinking about that kind of thing right now. So he's hopping in the car,
Okay. Well, luckily, I
Covered-
don't think anyone's gonna. Yes, you're covered in blood still,
covered from head to toe in blood.
except for
and
the
gunk.
shirt.
Except for the shirt. That's pretty okay. He's got some bandages, but other than that, he's good.
Tom hops in the car, kind of covered in chemical burns still. Or most of them have been healed, but
All right.
shirtless with his swords.
Now, Patrick, is it fair to say that you would have detached the rope from your bumper and gotten that back and put the tire iron back in your trunk and all that good stuff?
He would have gotten the rope, but
And
if
keep
he
the tire iron handy just in case.
that, and I'm unsure if he has much time to really like take his time with much things. Knowing that this happened and there might be a thing back at the place, he doesn't want to slow down.
Gotcha. The group.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So are you going to drive and hurry your way back?
Unless told otherwise, yeah, he's gonna hurry.
Okay. So I'll have you do another driving check. Make it harder by 20. I mean, how much you succeed or fail by.
Okay. Just as an additional check, I do have a blown out windshield if that does any sort of penalties.
Yep. Yeah, I factored that in.
Okay, 20. Do.
Do. Come on now. Oh wow. Okay. You despite the wind going through your face, you definitely maneuver the vehicle through the streets of Velda City and get to it's normally a half-hour drive, but you get back to the Rhapsody within 15 minutes. As you park the vehicle back along the parkade area, you may be relieved to find out that from the exterior of the Rhapsody, it all seems nominal. There doesn't seem to be anything out of place. And in fact, as you pull in, you can see Jalea and Lee by the Behemoth Parkade, by the entrance of it, as they see you speed on through. Yeah. Bear and Frank get out of the vehicle, and Frank waits for your lead.
Al would immediately get out of the vehicle and rush up to Lee and Julia. Is everyone okay? Is everything all right?
Lee says, "Yeah, of course. It's been pretty quiet since you ran." And Julia reaches her hand out against, the bare flesh of your shoulders, and she feels the wounds and everything. And she says, "Us? What about you? What happened?"
An interesting story. We'll explain later once we're inside.
Oh, okay. And Lee and Julia would follow you inside if that's what you plan on doing.
Follow me, Frank. Ellie will show the
Okay.
hidden compartment.
Oh, like up on, you mean
Crawl
the crawl
space.
space?
Yeah, her hidden compartment.
Okay, so you leave Frank inside, up the stairs. Frank follows you, clutching his little box with a transmundane in it, as you show him the crawl space. As he would look at it and survey it and say, "It's a it's a little cramped, but I suppose yes, it's a good place. Should we hide?" He clutches on the transmundane. This and the statues there? Do you not have some sort of secure facility? You know, like like what I had, a hidden compartment or a safe. This is a business. You must keep money somewhere. Yes.
Safe seems so obvious, Frank.
You're right. You're right. We have to be 3, no, 5, no, 10 steps ahead
That's
of
right.
these forces. Yes, they wouldn't expect it inside of a wall. Okay. But for now, until we realize what happens, until I have to hide away, put the statues there if you want. But
Okay.
I want to keep this for a little while longer as he holds on to the little metal box.
Okay. You hang on to that.
Mhm.
The others are downstairs. Bathroom's down the hall to your right. I'm gonna go take a nap. See ya. What? Yeah. Hi.
Do you really have to? I understand you're very tired right now, but
Frank,
we
I
should-
ran to your house.
yes. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh. Uh, well, he says, I think it's only fair that you ran to my house to protect me. While you're asleep, I'll stand guard. Yes, I'll make sure none of these evil forces come and attack you. You know.
She's already asleep. She's dozed off.
And so you just hear Frank like muttering while you're going off to the dream line. He's like, yes, good, yes, protection. Mhm. Oh, I miss my place. Anyways, what does the bulk of the group do?
Oh,
Um,
geez.
ahead.
Patrick's definitely more in his action mode at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What we have plenty of rooms. Any of them seem relatively clear,
Like empty?
emptier than the other rooms.
Emptier than the other rooms. Oh, you have a couple dressing rooms that aren't really occupied at all. We have the main one that Ellie uses for sometimes, but as far as empty rooms, you have a games room, kitchen, bedrooms, closets. They all and a study, a den, and office. But as far as the emptiest rooms, it would be some of the dressing rooms backstage and the first floor of the Rhapsody, in the green room. Yeah.
Is there an office room that's not being used?
What? Sorry.
Is there an office room that's not being used?
Well, there's some furniture in there, but no one's really laid claim to it or really occupied all that much. Yeah.
Right. He would like to
This
use
room here.
he would like to use that as a kind of like a place to like put down things, and he's gonna have just
Yeah.
He's gonna put down the vial with the globs in it
Okay.
there.
Might be a good
He's-
place to unload all of the maps and documents and books that
Yeah,
Frank
he's-
made you all carry.
He's gonna have just a place for his research, basically.
Okay. Okie dokie. Patrick has laid claim to the study. All right. I can also say when you guys enter the Rhapsody, touching base with all your other friends and companions, they can confirm that nothing has happened. Blink was in the midst of securing all the entrances and doing kind of a patrol and everything like that with Ezex and Basilisk and Alicia.
Mhm.
But everyone can confirm that everyone's safe. Everyone is accounted for as they kind of start naturally drifting towards the bulk of the group to figure out what to do next. Obviously, several of them, everyone actually expresses some concern, some a little bit more personal than others as to what happened. And if you guys want to narratively just explain to your friends what happened, we can just do that without, wasting role-playing time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sure. I think Al would actually excuse himself for a lot of it because no one wants his blood-covered butt sitting at a table talking. He's going to
Sure,
go
get
clean
cleaned up.
himself up. Yeah.
All right.
Patrick is most likely going to be taking a lot of the time at the moment to actually just almost like research notes on these beings and whatnot.
All right. You kind of jot down, similar to waking up from a dream, right? You want to jot down as many details as you can remember before you start to forget them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. That's great. That's great. Tom, Lavin.
Well,
sorry,
Mhm.
go ahead.
go ahead, Tom. You do yours.
Basically, all I was going to say was I'm going to make sure that everybody knows what happened and what to look out for. But after that, all that explaining's out of the way, he's gonna excuse himself to go and take a long, hot bath. Because I think he
Okay.
needs it after that.
All right.
Okay, well then in that case, Lavin's going to plant himself somewhere in front of where we stash all those statues
Mm-hmm.
with a drink and probably fall asleep there,
Okay.
the hallway or whatever.
All right. So let's say you guys take an hour or 2 or 3 to get yourselves cleaned up, to decompress after what happened, right? To have a nap, to get cleaned up, all that good stuff. We'll say a few hours pass in regards to that. And as a group, let's just say, what's your next goal? Is it to you were interrupted of your original planning session of breaking into groups and trying to find these other statues, although the current what's happened currently kind of might change things or change your plan. Would it be fair to say that you would all eventually get together and discuss the next steps with
Yeah.
yourselves and friends? Okay. Now, the people who are go ahead, Patrick.
Patrick probably during the few hours would like one by one try to grab people, knowing that Ellie's asleep. I won't bother. But
Lavin's asleep.
Lavin's asleep too.
Mm-hmm. Dozed off by the crawl space.
Won't bother that. He'll probably ask Frank and Tom and Al
Okay.
their experiences with these particular beings.
Cool.
Sure. Al would explain his. Some explode, others deflate.
Mm-hmm. Tom would mention some spit acid.
Patrick would probably also ask Tom for a bit of sketching for these creatures.
He'll supply it. Should I make an art roll?
Sure.
All right. 33 of 80.
Okay, yeah, you get a very good rendition of it. When you ask, yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Al, a note for you. You'll notice that Patrick still has bits and shards of glass in him.
Oh, well, Al, immediately having seen this, Al would have, well, not immediately, because he'd have to pick that out. Al would find a time where Patrick would let him carefully pick the shards out, disinfect the wounds, and Now that we're out of immediate danger, heal him.
Oh no, he doesn't seem majorly injured. Just like basically like tiny shard bits are in him. You might need to pick a few out.
Yeah. Al's still gonna heal him.
Hey,
So
it's like 1 SDC.
hey, this is Al we're talking about here.
I'm just saying.
If it's very small, then yeah, Al would just bandage it up and pick him out.
Yeah.
Anywho, when Patrick, when you ask Frank about his thoughts or impressions on these things, Frank, in a very animated tone, still nervous being in a new environment, says, "Oh yes, many thoughts, many impressions that you asked for. The first, obviously, is the inhuman characteristics of these individuals. I postulate several possible theories. The two most likely is that this is some sort of dark art breeding program. It's known that the enemy has both traditional resources, but there was always an underlying impression that they dealt with something darker, something deeper. Perhaps these individuals reflect such a dark undertone. The other alternative is that they are, for lack of a better word, mutations. Genetic mutations, perhaps cultivated, perhaps selectively breeded for such a thing. Although what I saw, I imply more of a supernatural than a mundane origin. As far as their masks go, obviously they are a part of some sort of organization. The uniform clothing itself, too, implies of a systematic organization, uh, which means the enemy, our foe, is not just a bunch of crazy random happenstances. They are indeed powerful and influential. And as that very perceptive young man mentioned, that they are acting desperately. We have poked the bear, put a hot rod straight up their asses, and now they are not acting in a calculating way. Now they are acting in a reflexive way. The question is, though, is that they are still very much unknown, very much unidentified. And I have a very, 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 very strong feeling that the powers that be aren't these creatures. These are pawns on a chessboard, my friend. Pawns, they're little doers, they're little workers in the shadows. But a light has been cast on this shadow. Unfortunately, we're nowhere closer to the Golden Rabbit. We have 3 statues. 3. And after getting the first from the antiquarian, what do we have now, huh? Monsters at our gates already. But we cannot persist. We cannot desist. The Golden Rabbit must be found, but we have to act smartly, carefully, coyly, and most importantly, and I tell this to you all now, my friends, we must act secretly. Remember, the enemy, this evil, dark, shadowy force, we don't know who works with it. I have my suspicions, but it could be anybody at all. So be careful who you speak to. Be careful who you trust. In fact, trust no one else. Us, our group, your friends, and me. That's it. It's us versus the world. It has to be.
To that point, we did just send a private detective to go investigate what could be a cult full of supernatural deadly monsters.
Says Frank. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
I've been thinking that the whole time. I was wondering if someone was going to bring it up.
Al's like, well, before we realized what we were dealing with, hired a simple PI to look into the Golden Rabbit issue. How could we know that this is what was going on? But now we may have.
Simple, says Frank. Nothing can be simple.
Al nods and he goes, now we may have sent potentially this incredibly unprepared man into a very dangerous situation.
Frank pauses for a moment and says, "You're right. I have a feeling, just as these creatures, these pawns, did not attack your home here, means one of two things. Three things, perhaps. One is that they didn't have the strength to do so. Two, they didn't have the intelligence to know withal. Yes? I mean, they might not know exactly who you are or where you live. They knew who I was and where I lived, but that itself might be a clue. Or three is that they don't want to take the risk anymore. If they know that we are after the statues, then maybe they'll take a different plan. Maybe instead of going on the offensive, they'll go on the defensive. If they know where the statues are, if they know where the golden rabbit is, maybe they're going to guard it now. Maybe
Right.
they'll wait for us.
I'm actually
Ambush.
on the same page as you, and that's my worry. This PI is looking for these statues. If they're guarding them now, and he comes across one, this could be very, very bad for him.
Well, says Frank, you hired him, so I guess you'll have to find him.
Yeah, Al will look at the others. So, any ideas on how to handle that situation? Should we bring him into the fold? Should we just tell him his services are no longer needed? What are we
Well,
doing here?
We're probably going to have to bring him into the fold because we promised that we would pay him by having him come with us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely don't think he's from here.
No.
So the next question would be, do we have any evidence whatsoever about what we just faced? Because we don't have any bodies.
Yes, I got a few blobs from one of the larger fellows.
Do they look non-human?
Actually, I was going to ask you to take a look at them. I'm not the most knowledgeable about the anatomy. I know
Can I see
enough.
them?
They're up in the workspace. No, it's not workspace.
Daddy.
Yeah, the study. Patrick seems to be semi-cold about a lot of the things that he's saying, and just very matter of fact, very straightforward to the information about what's being had. And he'll actually turn to Frank as well and say, "You do quite a bit of research from what I saw from how large your folders were. If you were able to..." This is the player pausing and thinking about this.
Okay.
If you're able
Get your
to...
thoughts together. Oh my God. Vern, mute yourself.
Oh, sorry, I
will
thought I
murder
was
you.
muted. Sorry.
Go ahead.
If you were able to find if there was any missing peoples or people that were found, any missing people in the coming days, I have a sneaking suspicion that finding bodies like this is not the most easy thing. Either the dead or the alive would be the easiest way to come across numbers like this.
Oh, I see. You know, there are many rumors that people leave Velda City, but they don't end up anyplace else. That's an interesting theory. Yes, okay, yes, I'll help you with that. Yes. Now, wait. We should rouse the others, your tall friend and Ellie. We need to get our story straight. There's one last element we need to worry about, and that is the police. They're obviously going to be looking for me, so I'm going to have to be secure here for a while. But in case they do come sniffing, I suppose we should get our story straight, yes?
Especially since I wasn't the most elegant with my vehicle. And we
Yes.
have quite a bit of, well, the scene on us.
Yes, and my neighbors, I'm sure with the amount of noise that were had, there were more than one or two eyewitnesses to the ordeal. I'd be very curious. We should be very mindful of the police reaction to this. If it's a complete cover-up and it's just business as usual, then that might mean the sinister forces are in league, or at least an individual within the police department in a position of power might be. If, however, they treat this like anything else, then that might, in a way, absolve them of any conspiracy.
Patrick gives a knowing nod. But then says, I shall raise the others. And then get up and get Lavin first.
Okay. Ivan Patrick goes to wake you up.
Okay, yeah, Levin will begrudgingly agree to talk about whatever the heck we're talking about.
He'll say that there's a discussion, but interested in what you may have seen or what, basically interested in what the creatures have done and things like that. Anything of note.
Mostly I saw them die. I just want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. These things are after the statues. Priority number one. You gotta do something. Time is ticking.
Patrick nods and still waves him towards the whatever just sort of the group of people are talking. And then he'll go try to find Ellie.
Okay, she's in her room, snoring away.
Jeez. Patrick takes a deep breath and tries to just jostle her to begin with.
Ah, nice try.
With the jostling, she is still asleep.
Patrick almost immediately becoming like sleepy and tired, begrudgingly gets out the smelling salts.
Yeah. You've been smelling salted.
Oh. Hi, Patrick. What are you doing in here? You couldn't sleep? I'll lay on the floor. You can sleep in my bed. It's okay. She crawls onto the floor.
No, don't go back to sleep. I have some questions and other people want to talk to you.
Already, it's in the middle of the night.
It is literally like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's
Yeah.
the middle of the night.
It is not the middle of the night.
Clearly through the closed blinds.
It's middle of the day.
Ellie's stretching out on the floor like a mixture of a cat and a very sleepy toddler.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess. Sure. Ugh.
So any sort of details or whatever. Sorry, let me repeat that for actually what Patrick would say. I'm very interested in the information that you might have gathered from these beings. Anything of note that I should know from what you've encountered?
Do you want to talk about the big guys that I met when I first got there, or the guys that was all squishy and my grail, or?
Both would be beneficial. When you mean big guys, you mean the large roly. The large kind of robust roly ones.
No, they were different, right, Inferno? They were swole. Okay.
Yeah. They were muscular. They had weapons in their hands. They were very tall.
Yeah. No, they were tall, muscular. One had a gun, one had a crowbar, and one had
A bat with
Bat.
nails in it.
with nails in it. I have
Uh,
photographic memory.
Shut up.
mhm.
I think I actually do.
um, Patrick would probably nod, like nod, kind of processing the information, and then going. We might have to talk to Tom to give a pictured description of these, but
Sure. They seemed kind of humanish. More
do
human
they,
than
did they have the bunny masks as well?
Oh yeah. One was a lady, I
Um,
think.
Mhm.
yes, I'd definitely like to. I'd like to know more about these, but I think more in detail when you're more awake.
Okay. Good night.
No, you still have to. Is there anything else that you can tell me
Patrick,
about the
I sleep once a week. Can't you get what else do you need to know?
the larger the actual rollies? You said that you recounted them too.
Yeah, I bit one twice.
Patrick gags for a second.
Ellie involuntarily gags seeing you gag.
Everyone's just gagging. Oh my god. Okay.
Anything else?
Um, it like had stuff inside it that was all creepy creepy and crawly and stuff. I don't feel too hot all of a sudden, Patrick. Oh, that's right. I got shot.
Yes, you got shot twice.
Patrick nods and then like opens his eyes a little bit.
Jesus Christ. Oh
Looks
yeah.
over at Ellie just to make sure like she's not like pale and passing out. She
Ellie-
is passing out. Is she pale?
Ellie kind of looks. I mean, she's still in the same clothing. She looks where the bullet hole is. I'm assuming it's kind of starting to.
It's healed over a little
Real.
bit because Al did throw a healing spell your way,
Oh,
and
that's
that
right,
was
yeah.
the more grievous of wounds. So there's still a welt, but there's not a huge bullet hole in you anymore.
Did I heal the bullet inside her?
No, when she got shot, it was
Went
through
through.
and through.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna have to reopen that. No. All right.
Okay. I've been trying to collect as much information on these as possible. Any odd behavior?
The roly poly guy wanted it was saying he wanted the statue figures, one of the statues. I'm assuming he meant the
Ball.
yeah, that thing.
Okay,
Thanks God.
No problem. I'm here for you.
Patrick like stops for a second from nodding and then like is processing what has been said. So they talked and they wanted this bull statue.
Oh yeah, I mean they seem pretty I mean they didn't look or smell or feel or face human, but I mean when I done smacked that girl in her face, and they wanted to I was letting them go because I mean they wanted to leave. They wanted to take their friend with them. So obviously they had some kind of moral reasoning, right?
Patrick then like goes into yes, it might have been some sort of instinct or some survival. They do care about others and not just random fodder. I did notice that. But yes, they do seem to care for each other.
Mhm.
If there is anything else, please do tell. But I'm going to need to write these down and reset a few pre-consumptions. Um, preconceptions. Um, the others do want to talk with you. I'm not gonna. You might have other people trying to wake you up. I'm not going to try. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Uh,
well, you already done woke me up. I'll stay up for a few more minutes if it will make the others happy.
if I should go, like, yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
Just make sure you do seem to need your rest. I will be jotting some information down in the study as he then like briskly leaves the room.
Ellie goes
Okay.
back to bed.
Okay. All right. Out of character time. Because I don't, you know how much I don't like spending an hour planning for something, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, it's fair to say that you guys would get together in character and kind of come up with a plan or at least next steps, right? But let's kind of save a little bit of time and have that discussion out of character, all right? And let me give you, since it's been a little while, since last session was just a couple days ago, but previous to that, we were a little out of the loop. Let me give you a little reminder on what you do know in regards to this, as far as the search for the golden rabbit. All right. You do know the location of a few of the other statues. You have the bull, the rhino, and the turtle, which remains the monkey, the sparrow, the octopus, and the fox. The monkey, thanks to Patrick's investigation, is believed to be buried with Eugene Neal's wife, Dorothy Neal, in a nearby graveyard. Okay. The other one is the sparrow, which you also learned that is in the possession of a fellow named Albert Sweet, the owner of the Grand Quarry Mining Group, as well as a few of the other industrial enterprises. Finally, Dex Delaney, your private investigator, did hunt down that the octopus statue is in the possession of Donna Wright. That is the nurse that you met during the opening night of the Rhapsody, the one that's rumored to dip in the underground black market from time to time, and is also rumored to be one of the first main squeezes of a fellow known as the Gin Baron. The only statue that you don't know its current location as of yet is the fox. So, first and foremost, the NPCs, kind of voiced by Yasmin, do suggest, especially now that Lavin is really pressing forward the importance of an urgency, getting things going, is that to still split people up. Maybe if things are dangerous, maybe not 3 or 4 groups, but 2 groups of 2 strong groups, and that have both investigative and a little bit of muscle behind them in order to chase down these leads, to kind of save time and to press the enemy. Of course, there are a few other options that you might have as well. And obviously, if you guys can come anything up on your own, feel free to spit them out. But it's obviously investigating more into this Order of the Lapine or these attackers on Frank's home, or any other thing you wanna follow through. Is that good? Do you guys feel informed to make a good decision? Okay, great. So what do you guys think?
Bust into Donna Chang's place? No. Who's the nurse?
Donna Wright.
Donna Wright. Bust into
The
Donna
octopus.
Wright's place and take that thing just now. Let's go do it. Or
Right
someone else.
now?
I mean,
Fuck yeah.
I'm okay going to get it.
Yeah.
Do we have to bust into someone's place and steal it? I
Do you even
mean,
know where her place is? Also, we should probably warn that private investigator
yeah,
about
actually,
the shit show he's about to face.
I agree. I think the first step should be to bring him in because, if nothing else, he might help guide our decision with information he has or does not have.
Yeah.
Second, I do agree that we know she has it. That's one of our best leads. Let's go get it. I'm not exactly sure kicking down her door is option A.
I just feel like that's gonna have more trouble than if we just, I don't know, did almost anything else.
Grave robbing might be fun. Fun. Run.
Well, why not this? How
Why not
about, because honestly, what we could do is we talk to the PI first, then maybe we do grave robbing and send a group of NPCs to talk to her, see what they can do, steal it, maybe
Find
if
out
they have an
information.
opportunity. Exactly. But
Scout it
because
out.
that would, as long as you're not trying to steal it, that's not a dangerous task per se.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think about that plan? The
Sounds
rest,
good to me.
the rest of you,
Oh.
yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Sorry.
Lavin's shaking
Seeing
his
like-
head.
He's shaking his head. He doesn't like it. What don't you like, Lavin?
Just wants to bust in, get her done.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Died.
He died. There.
Right.
I'm like, wow, he's really upset.
Yeah, I'm so pissed off with that plan. I'm just gonna quit freaking Skype. Screw you guys.
Oops.
No, the whole thing. It's like it's too passive. Like he
safe.
was saying, this is the act of somebody who's just about there. They're throwing caution to the wind. So should we.
You
Out
know,
of character, have you ever seen a 1940s film noir where it was action packed?
Okay, ask me another question. Ask me how many 1940s film noirs I've seen.
the answer is 0.
Oh, you uncultured swine.
Okay, I'm gonna pitch something. I don't know if you guys want to do it or not, but I can pitch something.
Mhm.
Okay,
How
Dan.
about Lavin gets like an elite group of NPCs, and he leads the a clandestine thing onto Donna Wright's place, while the rest do the
Out of character, I'm perfectly happy doing whatever. Go finding in some information.
Yeah, and actually, out of character, I'm fine with him doing that. In character, it's not that's the problem. It's more the concept of busting in on some poor girl's house
Yeah,
and just straight up yanking something.
I mean,
yeah.
It's true. She could be killed next. Like,
dun dun dun
Hey,
dun. Yeah.
If she doesn't have the thing anymore, she's less likely to be a target. I'm saving her life. Yeah, that's right.
Sure,
I've had
bud.
to do
Sure.
write so many papers today on sociology and morality and all that shit. He's right.
Look, how about this? We say, yeah, how about that? You go do that, but try not to do it brutally and aggressively if possible. Because you don't
Okay.
know. Maybe it's
Well,
just sitting there.
My first plan would have been more to like kick in a basement window and sneak in and get it. Not bust in the door.
I mean,
bust in the basement window.
I'd be more akin to that because while morality is an issue, absolutely, he does have a point too. Looks like if they're willing to move like this, that we might not have much time, and stealing something from her. Look, we've already got someone trying to pin a murder on us. It's just quiet is the best way to go, perhaps. But my character certainly would not want to partake in that.
Yeah,
Even if
and
he's okay
as
with
a GM, although I don't like to make a big habit of it, in the interest of serving, 2 groups' goals, I'm willing to do next session as a back and forth fun little escapade. 15
Yeah.
minutes with one group, 15 minutes with the other.
Plus-
Back and forth. Yep.
I mean, what we could do is we could go after Dex Delaney and then start looking into this one group. Start looking into the nurse, and then have the other group go like grave robbing, like knock out two statues at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So, we probably won't get into this. We'll probably end it with a solid plan. So I have something really concrete, and I can get us really moving next session. Get you all the information you want, get you all the setup that you need. So let's just real quickly, confirm that. So is everyone okay with splitting things into two groups?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all
Yes.
for it.
All right. So we're gonna call it the Lavin team and the grave robbing team. Okay? I'm literally writing this down in my notebook. It's great.
Okay.
All right. All right. So obviously Lavin's gonna be on the Lavin team. And his objective
I don't like that assumption. That's too bold. Lay off
Okay.
on those bold assumptions.
So Lavin's objective is it twofold? Are you gonna try to warn Dex Delaney as well on your way over to Donald Wright's?
I think that if he knew anything, that recruiting him for the job might help.
Okay, so objective 1 is to contact Dex, and objective 2 is to gather intel / infiltrate Donna Wright's home and retrieve statue. Fair?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And grave robbing team is very simple. 1, open grave. 2, take statue.
2, fight vampires / other undead zombie corpses.
Who
risen
knows
from
who
the
might
ground.
be there, or what might be there, or what might happen, right? So obviously on the team, on the Lavin team is going to be Lavin. Which player character wants to go on with that team? If it's just Lavin, that's fine.
You know, I'm probably not going to be here next week, possibly. So why not stick me on that team?
Okay. So, ow. Okay. And does that assume then for the grave robbing team, it's going to be Ellie, Tom, and Patrick?
Yeah,
Ooh.
sure.
Um,
Otherwise, I can go on. Honestly, it's like I can just pick and choose personality.
Yeah.
Cynthia would go with Lavin. Ellie would go with the grave robbing team.
Sure. Well, it's
Um,
whatever you prefer, Kriana. Really, since you're the player.
I really don't have a preference. If we do 2v2, it might be better, is what I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
2 people on a team.
Well, it sounds
Sure.
like Piff is wants to say something. What's up, dude?
Shoot. I'm a bit half and half on this because he is taking a completely different approach than what was first shown.
What do you mean?
As in, like, he's basically shifted gears. Like, he was like one attitude, he is another one at the moment. So, like, he is up for like a straight on, not like front door kick in assault, but generally like taking and planning and doing to take from that one lady. Oh my goodness.
Donna Wright.
Donna Wright.
Done right, thank you. He would like be mentally like okay with that and generally for it. He would also be okay with grave robbing as well. So as Kriana, I'm kind of willing to kind of fill the team with whatever is needed.
Okay.
So let's have, because Bern and I did so well on our own before. Let's do Bern and me, and then Lavin and Piff.
Sure.
good.
And then if Squeak can make it, he's on that, and if he can't make it, then no problem. But that way it guarantees 2 people per.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. All right. So Lavin and Patrick, possible bonus Al on the Lavin mission, and Ellie and Tom on the grave robbing. That's cool. Okay, now NPCs. Do you guys want to take any NPCs or any NPCs that you think what might be good for this? Something that you can interact with in regards to that.
Bear is pretty good at digging, so we'll take Bear.
All right, Bear's on the grave robbing team.
Mhm.
It's kind of like
It's
a
like
baseball.
picking guys in a hockey.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
captains,
picking
you know?
guys and yeah, you guys are captain, and now you guys are gonna pick guys. You can take as many or as few as you want to. You know what I mean? Some of them are chomping at the bit to do something, and some have certain skill sets that might assist you or be detrimental. It all depends on what you want to do.
So
I'm going
Patrick,
to-
do we have a guy on the team? I whisper this. A guy on the team's like good and stealthy.
Good with stealth would be, I believe, Kriana's character. Wait,
no.
is this in or out of character?
It was in, but really I'm talking not the people who already said they're going the other direction.
Okay. The only other person
Basilisk is
Al.
pretty. Yeah, Basilisk is pretty athletic. He can move pretty well.
Athletic or stealthy?
Can I
Well,
suggest?
yeah.
How about Basilisk and Ezex go with you guys, and we just take Bear and maybe Alicia?
So you guys were worried about us doing it quietly or not, and you want me to take Ezex.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say. If we want quiet, Bear has already proven on many occasions
Bear's
that he
very-
can be very
That's true.
quiet. Yeah.
That is very true. And you know,
Good
I'm
luck
gonna sound like an
convincing him.
asshole like this, but
Okay, Lavin says, "Fuck it. Who's the quietest? Whichever you guys are the quietest, you're coming with me. I
No.
don't care. Someone volunteer."
Yeah,
Al
Patrick
raises
is
his hand.
just says, "I'm not stealthy."
Al raises his hand. Not hot about this, but if you need quiet, I can be quiet.
Okay, that's fine with me. That's all I need.
Okay. All right. Then you're good. So it'll be Lavin, Patrick, and Al. Sweet. And Ellie, Tom, and Bear?
yeah,
And
Yeah.
Alicia?
yeah.
Okay, we'll put in Alicia. Okay. That's all right. Don't you worry about the other NPCs. I got them cooking on the back grill.
Yummy.
I kind of wanted to have Basilisk and Ezex do something. So because they're not going on a mission, could I lend them that book that I borrowed from the library about brewing?
Yeah, sure. Be careful,
Let-
Ezex might.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let them
dear.
figure that out.
All right. Groovy. We got a plan for next week. So,
Yeah.
for next session, I'll give you all the pertinent information so you guys can get on moving with your separate teams. And yeah, we'll do like 15-minute intervals back and forth, 15, 20 minutes. So, people aren't waiting too long. And it'll be fun. It'll be great. Yeah,
And
kill
it
two birds
will
with-
be fun.
Well, I don't know if it'll be fun, but you'll kill two birds with one stone. It'll move
Yeah.
things along, and it'll be a little bit different than this past session where you fought literal monsters.
Even
That
killing one bird
exploded?
with one stone is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just excellent. Well, thank you very much. Oh, any last things you guys want to say or do before we wrap up the session?
We did it.
Daddy loves you.
We didn't.
Great. As always, everyone, thank you very much for watching, and keep your shirt on if you can.
Yes. What's that?
That
See you
is
guys
how,
later.
That's how we should end every stream from now on.
Keep your shirt on. Like red green, keep your stick on the ice. Except this
Yeah.
one is.
Keep your shirt on.
Al just looks sad.
Do these Americans know what red green is?
I don't
know
think
they
so.
do.
I don't
No,
think
they
they
They're,
do.
they're colors.
Well,
Red is a
Exactly.
color. Green is a color.
Anyways,
Keep
we're gonna end
Brianna,
the
that's
stream.
deep.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mario
man.
Luigi.
Bye.